And good afternoon for the senior match at Alexandra Park today in Mornington. Thanks to Rosebud Country Club. First against second, the first time these two clubs have met each other this season, the second last home and away round. It's been one of those seasons due to COVID. We're rapt to have footy back. Good day so far for Langwarrin. Big win in the under-19s to cement third position on the table. Big win in the reserves to ensure they'll be on top. And Mornington are probably out of contention now, depending on other results occurring around the league, which we'll check a little bit later, thanks to Growth Syndicates Australia. But the top two teams in second division, the best two teams in the comp, Mornington have won their last 6 before COVID and in great form. And Langwarrin have dropped just one game to Somerville this year, who've beaten both Mornington and Langwarrin, but lost 2 games to Rye. Try and work that out. Chris Holcomb, good afternoon. Good to have you with us. Holc's one of the greats of the Mornington Footy Club, former premiership player, and coached the team to their last 2 grand finals in 2014 and 2015.
How are you, mate? Yeah, no, it's
good, mate. Good.
It's good to be back. We missed the footy 2 weeks. We were getting on a roll there and thought it was the norm, but then obviously COVID struck again. But great to be back, and it's good to see these two teams have a hit out before the final series, because I dare say at some stage they might get a run at each other. Probably not quite at full strength both sides, but it gives you an idea of where they're at. We've said that Langwarrin was so strong through the year and favourites, but Mornington's last couple of months, they've railroaded Seaford. They've had a couple of good wins along the way, so their form is spot on since Jimmy Cameron's come back through and Warwick Miller's come back from injury. Jack O'Colder's kicking goals, Speedy's playing good footy, so there's a lot of positives there.
Well, they've got the best small forwards in the comp, Langy. 73 goals between them, the four of them. Matthew 17, Bagley 16, Herdman 18, Dormer 22. Throw in Mulvogue, who plays more of a midfield role, and he's kicked a few goals as well. Yep. Jet Murphy's back after injury. He's only kicked 6 goals. Yep. And Payenberg gets a game today. He's played mostly in the reserves and kicked 20 goals in the reserves. Yep. But they've been their keys have been their small forwards. Now, we know that Mornington lack height down back, but Susovic is a big loss, but they do have these smaller type defenders that could match up okay on the Langy small forwards. Yeah,
they do, and I think that's it's probably strange how it works out, because I think Langy's midfield and backline are a real strength of theirs, and I think Mornington's midfield and their forwards are really strength of theirs. So it's sort of going to be that lesser light sort of backline that Mornington have, and sort of that bits and pieces forward line that Langy have that might even decide the game. But it's going to be a big job for Mornington today, because Langwarrin will get first use of the ball with Big Norton. And it's whether or not the midfield of Speedy and Bird and Perry Lewis-Smith can combat Andrew Arthur, Peach, etc. through there. Mulvogue.
Well, Peach is just having an outstanding year. He's got off the chain a bit, hasn't he? I mean, we've all got him in our top 10 for best players so far this year, which has received a lot of interest. I mean, there's been a lot of people who said, yeah, we think you're spot on. There's a lot of people who said, we don't think you're spot on at all. But anyway, that's their views. But at the end of the day, you have to put Peach in there. I think you do anyway, because it's all about, I think, performance. That's why I put Nick Carlin in for Edithvale Aspendale. They're not having a great year, but he's improved a lot. And Peach has taken his game to another level.
Yeah, Peachy was... he's a good midfielder, but this year he's gone elite in terms of DIV2 midfielders. So, and I think a lot of that's got to do with work rate and the fact that Andrew Arthur's come back so fit and getting a lot of ball. It's probably inspired him to actually take his game to a new level as well. Mm. So to have 2 of them, and then even the young Mulvogue, like, he's impressed me flat out, because he was probably a small forward kick around, but he's really pushed into the midfield and become a part of that.
Do they tag McGuinness?
No. No, there won't be any tagging today, so even through the
midfield... They won't even run with either Andrew Arthur or Peach?
No, the only thing that they'll probably look at is they'll have a negating role on Baggers forward. And I think Nath Heath will go to him. I think he put his hand up during the week as a young kid to want to have a crack and see what it's all about. So I think that'll be the only real contest that they'll put anything into, really.
Chad Mulvogue going to the bench.
Yeah, well, that's the depth of Langwarrin, isn't it? So even if you saw through the 2s, Parker and Brown and those guys playing through there.
Parker's a very good player. Yeah. DeMurlo's another one who's played a bit of footy, hasn't he?
Well, for a team that's lacking a key forward, and you've got Brownie, who's 6'4", running around in the 2s, who still plays half-decent football, it says a lot about the way that they want to structure up forward. They don't need that extra tall. They're happy with their smalls. So, yeah, all good.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fascinating game. And it's good that they get a chance to play each other. We know that the draw has been all over the place. I mean, I like what Nick Jules said this morning. I don't know whether you got a chance to listen to it, but our MPNFL extra program, our first one, we had it on this morning, and he said everyone should play each other once, and that's the way the draw should be first, and then if you know that COVID, well, we didn't know COVID was coming, but you knew that it could come. I always thought we had at least one more in this, if not two more in this. I mean, there are two teams that they haven't played yet, and they'll play them in the last two rounds.
Yeah, well, we've got to be fluid with it. No one wants to do this, so let's just have a look at a good game today, bud.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, aren't we?
Rightio.
Let's get underway. Thanks to Rosebud Country Club. Frankie Photography looking after our scoreboard today. So big game, first against second. And Oscar Walsh is in the ruck, and Chris Holcomb's getting phone calls, and we haven't even started yet. Ball's in the middle of the ground. No one can get a clean possession, and it's held up. Do what you have to do, Holks. Thrown up again. Norton beats Walsh. Peach is there, taking in a tackle straight away. Maybe that might be the modus operandi of Mornington today. They'll grab him as soon as he gets hold of the footy. Thrown up once more again. No possession. Comes out. Who's going to get there? Warwick Miller's going in hard. He's at the bottom of the pack. Where do you think he'll play today, Chris?
He'll spend his time on a wing. He'll go forward. He'll be used in a lot of different roles, mate.
He normally does, doesn't he? Open-handed slap. It's a very contested start to the game with no one really getting a clean possession. Peach on the bottom of the pack once more.
And depending how young Ollie Walsh goes in the ruck, he might even spend some time there.
Looks like Ash has got the job on Andrew Arthur. And he swings a kick around the body. Driving inside 50. Missed by Calder, missed by Cameron, gets to the back of the pack. They've got numbers down there at the moment, Langwarrin. They push it towards the line, and Hamill rushes it through for a behind at the southern end. First score goes the way of the Bulldogs on the Frankie Photography scoreboard, opening minute. So McGuinness will inbound, a couple of years on North's rookie list. Kicks on the half volley to Bagley, and then they kick it down the line again, hugging the boundary. And good work finds Patterson, the veteran, between wing and half forward. Around the outer side, kicks inside, 50 to the Mornington end. No one can take the mark, waiting down at the back.
That's in the back.
Could have almost been a free kick, close to the boundary. The Dogs try and clear it. And then taken over the line on that occasion was Nathan Heath.
So Langy kicking into a strong breeze in the first quarter, mate. Mornington have got it. It's actually a good toss to win because that rain that's due is meant to be about 4 o'clock, so we might get that late.
Did you hear that from Jane?
I did hear that from Jane this morning. I'll give her a buzz.
Good on you. Boundary throw. What was she wearing this morning? You don't know. Warwick Miller's there trying to get hold of the footy. Can't. Don't answer that. He spins in and out of tackles. Comes the other way. Ash is there. He can't get hold of the footy. Pretty tough contest as well. And also trying to make a move is Harry Bold for the Bulldogs, as they just hoping to keep it within their attacking 50. But they've got to get it down there yet as it's taken by the Bulldogs again. They kick across the goal face towards the wing. No one can take the footy. It's on the wing on this occasion and picked up by House. Gets the hand pass out now in the direction of his teammate who kicks down the line in smart. But it's taken over the line and it'll be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, Big Red's getting his hand to the ball early, making waves. Slangy just got to make sure they capitalise on that today and get to the right spots for him.
Perry Lewis-Smith, one of the key players in this game today for Mornington, former Pines premiership player, taken by Speedy. The clearance kicks towards half-forward Cameron. Runs out of room, shoved in the side. His opponent looks like it might be Galby as a small defender, and it'll be thrown back into play. So a contested game so far. Mornington one behind. Langwarrin yet to score, opening 3.5 minutes on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. Boundary throw-in again. Norton works his way to the front. He does well on that occasion. Loose ball. Comes out again, but they're sort of mucking around with it a bit. Good play, Hamill, to eventually get the hand pass out. Hurried kick comes from Langwarrin, but standing underneath it and taking a very good contested mark is Bold. McGuinness's kick wasn't a great one. He was under pressure. He goes in short again, and that is high, even though it didn't go the required distance, and there's going to be a free kick, and it'll go the way of
Bird.
Bird.
He'll get another 4 of those today.
He's wearing number 9, normally wears number 8.
Very good at shrugging his shoulders, and he's about 2'4", so he gets his head down. But this will be a good start for Mornington. He's kicking with that wind.
He is.
Not a huge kick, Birdie.
Slightly right of centre half forward on this small ground here at Alexandra Park, a ground that they love. It's smaller than what Langwarrin would be used to. It's coming back, but not enough. It was headed left and we thought it was shaping right, and it did for a while, but not enough. Behind, 2 behinds to nothing. Mornington in front, doing a fair bit of attacking to the southern end on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. And we've got all our other sponsors heavily involved in our awards today. The mark of the day, Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. Goal of the day, O'Brien's. Back into play. Best on ground, Jeff Wignall forward, and around the grounds, Syndicates Australia. To the outer side of the ground go Langwarrin. Kane got a hand on that for the Bulldogs. Goes to the back of the pack. Who's there? No one's there at the moment. Quick hand pass comes out from Dalziel, but it's turned over. Andrew Arthur's there. He skids a little kick to half forward, doesn't find a target. Cleared on this occasion by the Bulldogs. Dalziel does well to pick out a teammate who takes the mark, and this is House. House gets it nicely on this occasion to Kursov. Kursov gets the hand pass out again, and a high left foot kick from Speedy. He misses behind. 3 behinds to nothing.
Do you see already the quick transition for that ground? If you can hit a centre target at Mornington, you've got a shot on goal every day of the week, especially going to the right of screen with that wind early on. Mornington have got to make sure they use that breeze early.
Heads to the outer side of the ground, does McGuinness, and is pinpoint with his kick. And he finds a target at half back. And going in short with Payenberg, finds his teammate who gets around an opponent, gets himself into trouble, and then delivers in short again. They look to build through Matthew, kicks inside 50. Strong mark taken by Langwarrin, and an excellent mark on that occasion taken by Zach Andrew Arthur, one of the smaller guys out there, but what a good mark he is overhead. What a complete footballer he is. And that is certainly a candidate for our mark of the day for Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. Gee, one of the players coming off. He's got more tattoos in his body than Dane Swan.
Bigsy?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's got a roll with it, Speedy today. Oh,
it's a floating kick by Zach Andrew Arthur, but it had enough carry on it.
Yeah, it's a goal.
I think he's got it. He has.
He's happy with it too.
Oh, well, it wasn't the greatest kick in the world. He doesn't kick many, but he's kicked a goal, and that's a good start by Langwarrin.
That was Jet.
That'd be, was it Jet Murphy, was it?
It was Jet Murphy,
I thought it was Andrew Arthur.
That's right, we all make mistakes, Dan.
Yes, it's just I just make more than most. So Jet Murphy gets an early goal and he needs that.
He would be happy with that because he's been out of form.
He hasn't played a lot of footy either.
They've been trying to nurse him back in, but he's going to be really important for him come finals time if he can start getting some form.
There's a good mark overhead, 7th goal for the season. Norton tips it down again in the middle of the ground. No one can get a clean possession. Dalziel did well to force it out to Bird. Bird's left foot kicks a bouncing ball, looking for Cameron, and Galby wearing him like a glove at the moment, sees it over the boundary inside defensive 50 for Langwarrin.
One down in the middle of the ground.
One straight 6-3 behinds.
Who is it? Peachy, is it?
Would be a big loss too, wouldn't he?
I think he's winded there. No, blood rule. He's got one in the lid.
Right. He'll be all right then. So Biggs will come on. Doesn't have tattoos in his legs, Biggs. He's got them everywhere else, though.
Yeah, no, he's spent a fair bit of time in the gym.
They were right up to his neck, and he's got them on both shoulders. So one straight 6-3, and both arms. One straight 6-3 behinds. Murphy with an early goal for Langwarrin against the trend a bit. Tapped down by Mornington, swung by Andrew Arthur, kicks into the middle of the ground. Dogs are there. Perry Lewis-Smith attacks it hard. Handballs to Dalziel, but he turns it over badly.
That's smarty.
They've got it smart it was. They've got it at half back. You know them a bit better than I do at the moment. And an opportunity to try and clear on this occasion, Langwarrin, but running into trouble. De Kursov does well to be tackler and then win the footy, but his handball to a teammate didn't quite find the target. And the player's taken high and will come up with a free kick across half back.
Zach Andrew Arthur a little bit sore after that exchange as well.
This is Ryan Smythe with the footy. He goes in short and he finds Jacobenko, takes the mark just near the interchange bench. Interchange Gates.
It's a good name, Jacobenko.
It's a beauty. He's been very good. He came in early in the season against Somerville and did so well. We saw that game. High kick towards half forward from behind. Does well, Smart, to bring it to ground. But out the back, here's an opportunity now. Bagley feeds a hand pass on the outside. Can he kick a goal? Dormer, you bet he can. He's grubbing it along the turf, hard on the boundary. And it'll have to be a special goal to beat that for goal of the day. Dormer kicks his 23rd of the season, and Langwarrin have kicked 2 goals against the trend.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic goal. It was a lucky bounce out of that pack, but well run onto, fed it out into space and just finished off nicely. And the Langy boys just clipped one of the young Mornington guys into the post after they kicked that. So Langy are really up and about at the moment.
Brian, real estate goal of the day, and that's a big candidate for Dormer. 2 straight 12-3 behinds on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. We've played nearly 10 minutes in the opening quarter. It's a good game of footy. Mornington maybe ruining their lost opportunities early. Thrown up in the middle again. Walsh mistimes his leap. One out of the middle on this occasion by Norton. The kick, though, is knocked away, and they win possession through Speedy. Mornington back inside 50, doing well. Calder beats 1, beats 2, then swings a high ball around the body, floating ball. Cameron there just goes too far for him. Golby right with him and through for a behind. He recovered well, big Calder, after not taking the mark.
Yeah, and he's dangerous too. Jimmy Cameron's been very dangerous, getting his hand on a little bit of ball through there. 15
goals in 4 games, back into play, and the mark taken at half back for Langwarrin by Joel Bateman. Kicks down the line again. Turnover, though, and pretty handy player taking the mark is Bold. Gets the hand pass off to Smart. Calder. Smart kicks to Calder. He's a beautiful field kick, isn't he, on the right, if you give him time and space, especially on this ground, and Calder takes the mark at right half forward. Hawks?
Yeah, Smarty's one of the best kicks in the competition, so he started the game really well. He's had 4 or 5 stats coming through there. And then, look, it was a 50, 60-metre kick because that wind just carried it through. So Jacko will have no trouble with the distance. Just got to aim it at that left post and bring it back. We'll see if he's on today.
Smythe off, McGuinness on for Langwarrin. For his 63rd goal. He knows how to kick a goal at this ground. He knows how to kick a goal. That was gun barrel straight by the big full forward. 63 for the season. Only 1 game he's been goalless. And it was a dirty, filthy, mongrel day, as the late, great Maury Fields would say, against Somerville. But other than that, he's kicked goals in every other game, and his best haul was 11.
Played on a good player that day, Dan.
He did, yeah.
Well, he played on him that day.
Well, that's right, yes. One of your favourite defenders. We've all got favourite players, haven't we, Holmes? 1-4-10 Mornington, their first goal through Big Jackson Calder.
Yeah. But that's when you're playing at Alexandra Park, mate. That's how it is. So you can be 3 or 4 goals down, but you can make them up really quickly, especially when you've got that wind, the small ground, a couple of clear possessions, and you've got a shot on goal. It's a bit different than playing at Langy, where you've got to go and work your way all the way through. 2 straight 12. It's a big ground, that one. Yeah. But I think the smaller ground probably suits Langy better than what it does Mornington, actually, because they've got stronger bodies around the pill.
So Walsh in the ruck. He and North are changing in the ruck for Mornington. Up against Norton. Norton wins it down again. Now Bagley, I reckon, was shoved in the back. He'll take a free kick.
He's been started well, Baggers.
He has. 134 games for the Bombers. He delivers in short to McGuinness. McGuinness, don't want him to be too free the way he uses the footy. Kicks inside 50. Good defence, though, by Mornington. It slips to Lewis Perry Smith. Perry Lewis Smith. He didn't quite get the kick he wanted, but Warwick Miller picked up the crumbs and kicks to Calder on the burst. Calder 55 out, kicks a magnificent goal. Magnificent goal by Calder. That just about beats Dormer for goal of the day. Early days for O'Brien Real Estate. And, Perry Lewis Smith did well. I'll get his name right one day with all those hyphens in it. A lot of surnames in that name, Perry Lewis Smith, but he did well to just get it inside 50. And we know what an important player he is and what a good pickup he's been when he has been available for the Bulldogs since Simon Goosey was able to get him to the club.
I think that was, he was. But that Longley, that was a terrible mistake on that flank. So he's dropped the mark, but then he's coughed up possession of Warwick Miller. Then he's missed the tackle, and then he's allowed him to hit up Jacko. So that was a really costly error.
So Calder's on fire, you'd think, early days, or on, as you would say, out of the middle. Straight away goes Mulvo. He kicks inside 50 for Langwarrin. Picked up on this occasion. Left foot snap. That is a magnificent goal by Jeff Murphy. The ball hit the ground and he just picked it up and virtually in one movement.
He's on today.
He swooped on it, threw it on the left boot, and he knows how to kick a goal. And the 2 forwards on fire early. Langy hit the front again. Good contest early days on the Frankie Photography scoreboard, 3 straight 18 to 2-4-16 as Mulvogue just raced out of the middle like he was off to the races and made sure that they're, well, I like to call that term good dirty ball inside 50. It wasn't a ball that the defenders, I know they don't have a lot of tall defenders, Mornington Holtz could destroy, but it gave an opportunity for it to be a bit awkward, and Murphy was able to run onto it.
That was more on ground level. But I don't reckon Jet Murphy's kicked more than 2 goals this year. So to have him in the first 14 minutes of the game is a fantastic sign for Langy. It's just, that centre clearance is so crucial here. And they've started to get a little bit of action through there, Langy.
They sure have.
Peach is just about to come back on. He's got his melon patched up.
Yes, Smythe and Churcher. Walsh beaten by Norton again. Norton will win most of those today. It's just if Mornington can at least be even with the clearances. And they lay a good tackle to ensure that they can't get away. And the player trying to get away was Nick Tuddenham. In the middle of the ground again, Andrew Arthur's there, scraping hard for the footy. He wants it. Tuddenham lending him support. Tackle laid by Lewis Smith. Again, not going anywhere on this occasion. They try and clear it, the Bulldogs. But a player dragged down in a tackle. It's called holding the ball. And it will go the way of Langwarrin. And
Murphy,
then a magnificent lead for Murphy. Just too much space for him. Good kick.
That's going to be a tough kick from there.
Yeah, he's in the right forward pocket, hard on the boundary.
Very tough kick. That wind is kicked up. It's going to push the ball straight across the face. It's going to have to be a belter, Dan.
Well, it'll be a fantastic goal. Just about big goal of the day if he kicks it. And it's... he has kicked it.
He has not.
That is sensational. No daylight. Well, that's goal of the day again. We've had some magnificent goals in the first quarter. We're only, 15 minutes in?
Yeah.
And Jet Murphy's kicked 2 of them. He's kicked 3 for the day. And that is a magnificent set shot from hard on the boundary. No daylight. And he has just kicked it over the goal umpire's cap. Never looked like missing. And he is on song for the first time this year, which is great news for Langy on the lead up to the finals. Not so good for other clubs. 4 straight 24 to 2-4-16 on the Frankie Photography scoreboard.
Yeah, Dorman's going to have to step up and kick another one because he's just been overtaken for goal of the day. But Mornington doing a good job in the middle here, breaking even through the contest.
Yeah, Bird wins it again. He kicks on the left foot, high towards half forward. Bouncing ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, they have been. Even though Big Red's been getting his hand on the ball, I think they've broken even through there. So they've just got to continue to try and grind away at that.
Chris Holcomb, expert comments, thanks to Frankston Jeep. Boundary throwing again, and from behind, knocked down by Norton, close to the boundary. Bird's there again, getting a lot of it early. Holding on to him is Tuddenham, one of the hard nuts in this Langwarrin side. Right on, attacking 50 for Mornington underneath the scoreboard. Frankie Photography scoreboard, 4 straight 24 to 2-4-16. When they've gone forward, Langy, they've scored, and they've scored majors to lead by 8 points. Walsh up, Norton with him. Norton the tap. No one can get a clean possession. Tapped down by Norton again. Then he tried to fist it out. Bird on hands and knees inside 50. Bumped into. And comes up a little bit shaky, young Bird.
Yeah, he puts his body on the line, Bird, and he puts his head in some really weird spots, so he does get banged around a bit.
Yeah, Biggs was banging him around as Norton wins the ruck contest, throws it on the boot, and there's going to be a free kick. He was shoved in the back against Walsh, who is all at sea against the big man at the moment, but I dare say that Mornington are roving him okay as he handballs to McGuinness, who runs behind him, and McGuinness will drill a beautiful pass. It hits his teammate Mulvogue on the chest, on the wing on the outer side. Mulvogue kicks it low and flat towards half forward. Bird gets in, side defensive 50 to assist his defenders and get a hand in there and knock it out once more. And a good tackle laid to ensure going nowhere in a hurry, and it'll be held up. The tackle was laid by Harrington of the Bulldogs. 45 from the goal they're defending. Tap down again. Mulvogue works his way through. Taking in a tackle, going nowhere, holding the ball.
You know, he's got some toe, hasn't he, Mulvogue?
He just pops up like a sprinkler, but they turn it over again at half-back. Langwarrin, McGuinness receives, swings a left foot kick back inside 50, no mark taken, and then good tackling by Lewis Smith to ensure that the roving couldn't occur from Langwarrin. Got those dangerous small forwards as we've spoken about. Kicked nearly 80 goals between them. Kicked out of defence by the Bulldogs, but again, holding their line across half-back Smythe for Langwarrin. Goes back in short. And they can drive it long. Andrew Arthur, his kick's no good, and Perry Lewis-Smith, it was touched. He gets the hand pass off quickly and another turnover. It's kick to kick and mistake to mistake at the moment as Langwarrin setting up a wall across the wing. Drive it back inside 50 through Churcher. Nice kick. No mark taken. Again, they've got numbers at the back as they try and clear. Perry Lewis-Smith wins the spillage, gets the hand pass out. Oh, gee, he was under pressure, Heath, but he did well just to get boot the ball. And then Perry Lewis-Smith receives a hand pass from Bird, who Heath kicked to, and then he kicks down the line to the wing on the outer side. And now the Dogs have a chance to kick to half forward, but they keep breaking down.
Yeah.
And the centre of the ground has been owned by Langwarrin at the moment as they turn it over once more. And the mark is taken by Bateman. Joel Bateman feeds a hand pass over the top to Peach. Back to Bateman. He just gets away from Bold. Then he delivers into the middle to McGuinness, who's starting to have an influence. They lead by 8 points, Langwarrin. McGuinness will drive it long. Inside 50 towards the Mornington end. Getting back. No mark taken by the Dogs in Warwick Miller. He got in a position to take the mark and couldn't hang on to it. Flying in front and off hands and out of bounds 20 metres around.
Mornington are having trouble at the moment at centre half forward. So North's had to go into the ruck to give Ollie a chop out. So they're going to be a bit small through there. So they've really got to lower their eyes and hit targets coming out of their back line.
So thrown down again, and Norton wins it down. Loose contest. Ball comes out. Langwarrin deep into attack. 40 metres from goal. No one getting a clean possession. Comes out now to Peach. Taken in a tackle. Thrown down vigorously. Certainly not dangerously. And the umpire says he'll throw it up.
Yeah, as I said, Langwarrin are setting up really well behind the ball, so they've really got to be careful with their ball movement when they get possession.
8 point lead, big roundhouse right by Big Red, taken by Warwick Miller. And then he is thrown to ground in a tackle. It's a good contest at the moment, an 8 point lead. They've had 6 scoring shots apiece. And they lead by 8 points at the moment, though, Langwarrin. 4 straight 24 as Norton taps it down again. Couple of players collide. They're going hard. It's a good contest. Close to the line. Perry Lewis-Smith manages to get the hand pass out, and now they can clear out of defensive 50. Taken in a tackle, but he breaks the tackle bold. That was very clever play. Well done. He got the hand pass out, and a quick kick came down the wing on this occasion from the Bulldogs, and that was by the first game of Lothian, who came in late. He did well to take that and drive it long, and then a big contest appeared attacking side of the centre square for Mornington. He's getting a lot of it so far, Perry Lewis-Smith, and going back in defence and helping them out. Speedy does well to spin out of a tackle in the clearance, but a free kick is given, and it'll go to Hamill, who feeds it close quarters to McGuinness, who might go the switch. He always uses the ball well. How good is that?
That was lucky. That was a floater.
Oh, well, it still worked, though, didn't it?
It did. Doesn't matter how it gets.
Churcher to Matthew. Matthew down the line again to Smythe. Good use of the footy around the outer side for Langwarrin. Delivers close to the boundary to Murphy. He's already kicked one miraculous goal. He's a bit too far out this time. 60 from goal. He'll go in short again and finding some space.
Big Red needs to get his work. Big Red needs to get his work rate up and get down there because there's no one for Mornington who's a foot. They're all a foot smaller than him.
That's exactly right.
He can take a mark in that square quite comfortably.
Peach starting to work his way into the game. He'll go in short again. Did it find the target?
Yeah.
It did.
That's a harder kick than Chet Murphy's before.
Well, it's loose marking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is Herdman, who's kicked 18 goals, one of the many small forwards who've just caused opposition backlines all sorts of problems. Hard on the boundary. It's a great-looking kick by Herdman, but he just misses to the right-hand side. It's a behind. 4-1-25. 2-4-16 in time on in the first quarter on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. Langwarrin by 9 points, and Jet Murphy's kicked 3 of the 4 goals, and a couple of them candidates for O'Brien Real Estate Mark of the Day. Back into play. Bird, under pressure, has to sweep a hand pass out wide. And it's taken by Bold, back to Bird, awkward-looking kick, really having to work in a little shoebox or a telephone box, and they made a meal of that, and in the end, Smart had to run it over the boundary under immense pressure.
It's good pressure then from Langwarrin, but that's what we're talking about. There's nothing at centre-half forward. Unless Jackson Calder pushes up, they're outnumbered and got an extra down the line, and they don't want to kick it down the line to that out.
Norton, open-handed slap. Andrew Arthur again pushed in the side. Kick turned over. Good play, Kane, to get the hand pass out. Unfortunately, his teammate, Bold, slips over. I reckon that was a flick out. a throw by Biggs, but the umpire let it go. Andrew Arthur got it again to his teammate who drives it, Bateman, to half forward, but again, they've got defenders back and a good mark across half back by Smart. Smart delivers to centre half back, taken on this occasion by Speedy. Speedy kicks to the wing, 1-on-2. Coming the other way, good defence by McGuinness. He does well. In fact, it's closer to the boundary and it's run over the boundary. In fact, I think it's big Longley that did it on that occasion as he was coming with a...
Courageous from Falbo then.
Well, it was. Bulldogs player was going back and he heard the elephants were coming in the form of Big James Longley, who does well to put it over the boundary. Old Gunga Din. Here's Warwick Miller working hard. He tries hard to lay a tackle and does. Taken by Norton, though. Gets a hand pass on the outside. Andrew Arthur feeds a hand pass to Matthew. Matthew, poor communication. Allowed the ball to bounce and lost it. Luckily, there were teammates there. Andrew Arthur there again, taken on a tackle. Loose ball at half forward. Now the Dogs manage to pick it up. This is better play by them through Bold. He kicks to half forward. Cameron can't take the mark. Spills to the back. Hamill looks to mop up. Went a bit too quick with the hand pass. And his teammate is brought down at a tackle in a very vigorous manner, and that is Luke Churcher, and it'll be thrown up just outside defensive 50. Norton to do the ruck work. Walsh beats him on this occasion, going in hard and taking in a tackle, trying to hold it up, but not able to on this occasion, is Felvo. Thrown up again, comes out now. On this occasion to Speedy. Speedy on the left, hooks around the body, and Cameron gets into space and takes the mark. Loves the goal, Cameron. We know that he was one player that benefited after the first lockdown, kicked 15 in 4 games. Let's see how he is after another break. Maybe it'll just help him.
He's passed off Perry Lewis.
Perry Lewis-Smith, who's been terrific.
He has been. He's started the game really well. Him and Speedy and Birdie have actually started really well. The midfield battle that they've got going on at the moment is pretty neck and neck.
Candidate for O'Brien's real estate.
Oh, that's a goal.
BAG. That's a magnificent shot at goal.
Oh, that is a goal.
Magnificent shot at goal.
Just use that breeze, Dan.
I should say the Jeff Wignall forward best on ground, and also a chance for the O'Brien real estate goal of the day as he was on a fairly acute angle, left half forward, and he has drilled it. So a really good game of footy, high-quality game between the top 2 teams in second division, and Perry Lewis-Smith, the big recruit, 3-4-22, Langwarrin 4-1-25. He's playing a couple of games at Port Melbourne, isn't he, Holtz, or has?
Yeah, he's played a few. This is only his 3rd game, I think, so this qualifies him for finals, actually, I think. In
the middle of the ground again, loose ball. Taken by Bagley on one knee, sweeps a long hand pass out to Andrew Arthur from 50 metres. He blazes away and he misses, just sneaks it in from behind. But he's starting to run amok in regard to getting possessions, averaging nearly 35 a game.
The wind took that one, Dan.
Did it?
Yeah, he kicked into the teeth of it and it just blew it out that
way. Back into play goes Heath. Attacking the pack, Bold, makes it collapse, goes in hard. Patterson at ground level, the veteran. The wily old Fox feeds a hand pass out, but no one there for Langwarrin to take it. And then in the end, Bold was there, but there's going to be a free kick to the Dogs. Off play, and Corey Ash, who doesn't have the socks all the way up. Yeah, he's got the socks down today.
Didn't recognise him.
Former Pines player, missed the premiership though with a broken hand. He delivers to half back.
This is the important disposal when they're coming off half back, mate. They need to hit a target.
Gets it now to Harrington. Harrington answers his back. Taken in a tackle. Feeds the hand pass off now to O'Connor. O'Connor on the left. Where was that kick going? Nowhere in particular, but made valuable ground. Kicks it out of bounds inside attacking 50. 3-4-22 to 4-2-26. Frankie photography scoreboard, and Holtz, it's a good quarter of footy.
It was a great quarter of football. It was just Mornington fell across half forward there in that quarter. Whenever North had to go into the ruck, they just fell, and their ball use off half back just wasn't able to pierce through Langwarrin's defence. So the majority of the ball was spent through midfield in Langwarrin's forward line. And look, into that wind in that first quarter, I reckon Langy would be pretty happy with that, the way they're going. And Mornington will probably be happy with the game too. They're breaking even through the midfield. Jacko's kicked a couple of goals. Everyone's sort of touching the ball. They probably just need to shore a few things up in their back line and make sure they control Jet Murphy, who started terrifically.
He's kicked 3 goals and absolutely dominating. One of them certainly a candidate for our goal of the day, and our goal of the day proudly brought to us today by O'Brien Real Estate. We'll go around the grounds for Growth Syndicates Australia with Holtz in just a second. 3 goals to Jet Murphy and 1 to Josh Dormer, who's kicked 23 for the season for Langwarrin. For Mornington, 2 to Jackson Calder and 1 to Perry Lewis-Smith. And they had 7 scoring shots to 6 in an even first quarter. Mornington 3-4-22, Langwarrin 4-2-26 as we go around the grounds for Growth Syndicates Australia. Second last round of the second division comp, third last round of the first division comp, Hulks.
Rightio, we got Div 1, Pines versus Bomb Beach. Pines 2-1-13, Bomb Beach 5-0-30. No score from the Bombers Sereno game as yet. Rosebud versus YC. Rosebud 4-2-26, YC 3-0-18. That cannot be right, the Red Hill Edithvale game, but we'll go 14 points versus 15. So for Red Hill 14, Edithvale 15. And then the Dramana Mount Eliza game, which will be a tight one today. 1 point Dramana, 1-2 Mount Eliza.
Every game Mount Eliza plays is tight, and you generally back them to win, wouldn't you?
You'd like to be on an in sports bet, like a result underneath 20
yes,
points.
Correct. On the line or something like that.
That'd be great. Div 2, Rye 1-2-8 versus Chelsea 2-3-15. That's a massive game today.
Massive.
So
yeah.
Chelsea really need to win that. Rye win that.
The loser out.
Loser, basically, Pack your bags. Kringle versus Hastings, 4-2-26 Kringle, 4-4-28 Hastings. That'll be a tight one all day.
Yeah, it will be.
Obviously, we've got the game here. Devon Meadows, 2-1-13. Seaford, 2-3-15. So another close one there. Crib Point, 4-3-27. Yabbies, 1-1-7. Come on, Yabbies, get up. I tipped you the other day. And Summy Pearcedale, 4-3-27 to 0. Pearcedale.
Gee. Well, some of you are getting a few back, I think. I mean, Fermanus is one of the key ones. I still think they're going to be dangerous come finals time. So are these two sides. So quarter time, 4-2-26 to 3-4-22. It's a 4-point lead at quarter time. And that, of course, is on the Frankie Media or Frankie Photography scoreboard. Thanks very much to Rosebud Country Club for looking after the coverage today. We'll be back with more shortly.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
And quarter time at Alexandra Park, thanks to Rosebud Country Club on the Frankie Photography scoreboard, and the top two teams in second division. It's a 4-point ball game. 3-4-22 Mornington trailing Langwarrin 4-2-26, and good to see Jet Murphy back and firing. He won the league best and fairest back in league goal kicking back in 2018. He's kicked 3 so far today. Jackson Calder, who leads the goal kicking this year for Mornington, has kicked 2 and has 64 for the season. Josh Dormer's also kicked a goal for Langwarrin, their leading goal kicker, with 23, but their assortment of small forwards have kicked nearly 80 between them. Second quarter underway. Norton wins it down. Andrew Arthur taken in a tackle, has to release it straight away. Quick hand pass comes out, and eventually Miller ends up at the footy. He kicks his team towards half forward. Hamill leads in the race for Langwarrin. Paddles it out towards the boundary. Who's there to take it? He's there once again, standing tall. The skipper today for the Kangaroos, close to the boundary and eventually out of bounds.
Yeah, they're continuing on their good clearance work at the moment, Mornington. So in the contest, Big Red's getting his hand to it, and if they don't get the first one, it's always under pressure. Mornington have been able to break that even, so it's going to be important going forward.
Boundary throw in again, Norton. And Walsh at the back. Taken by Perry Lewis-Smith. Clever play. Handball to Bird. Back to Perry Lewis-Smith, the old one too. Kicks to half forward. Kick had a little bit too much on it. And Miller's there trying to lay a tackle, and he goes a little bit high on his opponent. The umpire let that go. I don't know how he could possibly let that go after the pass was intended for Josh Brown of Mornington, and he wasn't able to get there. And so it's out of bounds.
He's been on the night shift too, Walker. He didn't get home until 7 o'clock this morning.
Working as a policeman.
Correct.
Taken by Norton. That's holding the ball because Norton took it from the ruck contest and Walsh hung onto him, and he didn't distribute it properly. So a free kick to Walsh. Feeds at close quarters. Gets the hand pass out to Speedy. Kicks inside 50. Kick drops short. Good mark taken now by Smythe at half-back. He runs away. He delivers now to his teammate who had his back to the play. That was Matthew. He played the ball in front to Dormer. Swung away, though, on this occasion by Kane of Mornington. Speculative kick inside 50. Cameron receives the hand pass from Brown. Kicks to full forward. Not able to get there on this occasion was North. Loose ball. Good tackling by Langwarrin. I like what Mornington are doing. They are just kicking it willy-nilly inside 50, but they're kicking it willy-nilly inside 50 with purpose. Yeah, and a free kick to Miller, who was shoved in the back as the ball was on the ground when he went for it, and Norton was a bit clumsy, as big men are occasionally.
He's no chance to kick that, so Langwarrin have got to make sure they get in the hole.
He's no chance?
He's no chance to kick that.
I know he's a good mate of yours.
No, he's looking. I told you.
He is, and he's got loose men everywhere, and taking the mark is Van Kershoff.
That's lazy by Langwarrin.
It is. He'll go for another short one, and they've got Cameron on his own. So
lazy.
They're pointing. They're looking at each other and saying, "Who was that? Was that your man?" Forget about that. They just should have filled the hole, and they didn't do that, and they've been doing that so well all year. I remember a game early in the year, Hulks, when Nick Tuddenham, when Summy were coming back in round 2 at Langy, he just filled that hole in the second half and ensured that Summy couldn't get over the line. So Cameron, who's been a goal shooter and scorer in the 4 games he's played this year, has he kicked that goal? I think he has, to put his team in front. He has. He squeezed it home to the Mornington City end, and it's 4-4-28 to 4-2-26. Opening couple of minutes of the second quarter on the Frankie Photography scoreboard.
So there's 2 things of game awareness that Langy really struggled with then. The first one was they don't know the ground because they're coming off half back, and he's gone for a short kick out in the wing. If he turns and kicks straight, he's hitting 30 metres out directly in front to a contest. Instead, he's kicked it out here to a contest on a wing, and then not being able to understand that Warwick's not going to kick the distance, and then not man up through the mid forward line.
Throwing up again, Norton wins it down. Perry Lewis-Smith may have been, intertwined in that contest and should have nearly got a free kick. Under pressure, a lot of players going in hard. And Bagley was there, been held on to by Walsh. Thrown up in the sandy cricket wicket area here at Alexandra Park. Getting up, Walsh wins it down again. Loose ball. One on this occasion by Andrew Arthur. He just willed himself in the contest. Kicks towards half forward. Fisted down on this occasion. By Mornington, but then well played by Matthew at the rove. He kicks to full forward. The mark wasn't taken by Langwarrin. Number of players just throwing their bodies in left, right and centre. And the umpire says, give it to me. It's a tough, tough contest. Mulvogue was trying to extricate himself from the contest and the tackle placed on him by young O'Connor, but he wasn't able to. Thrown up in the forward pocket for Langwarrin, who trail by 2 points. Boundary throw in. Peach gets shoved in the side. It's kept alive by Mornington, and coming the other way and seeing it over the line is Tottenham, who's a big body, as O'Connor was streaming right in his face there outside defensive 50. 4-4-28 Mornington, 4-2-26 Langwarrin. Tapped down by Walsh to the front of the pack again. Going in hard O'Connor. Hands and knees though. Hand pass comes out from Mornington, but it's turned over by Andrew Arthur. Andrew Arthur throws it off the edge of the boot. Kicks inside 50. No mark taken, but wonderful roving. Wonderful roving by Langwarrin. They have those players down there that know the fall of the ball better than anyone, and they've kicked a terrific goal. And that goal is kicked by Luke Churcher. Sort of came from nowhere, didn't he? Just hit the pack at speed and kicked a terrific goal. One of the goals of the day for O'Brien Real Estate. And on the Frankie Photography scoreboard, they're back in front, Langwarrin, 5-2-32. Great contest. Mornington 4-4-28. Thanks to Rosebud Country Club, 5 gone second term.
There'll be 3 or 4 occasions in this quarter alone that sort of thing will happen, because Langy will have, if they start to kick the ball long through, they'll give themselves that contest and bring their smalls in that forward line. And it'll be very dangerous.
Norton, the big open-handed right slap to Mulvo, gets the hand pass out on the fly, but couldn't find a target. Ball still on the wing on the outer side, just defensive side now. Taken on this occasion by Heath. He kicks to the wing, but it's turned over by Smythe again. Attacks it hard, goes straight down the high, diddle. Knocks it down. No one can take the mark. Could have almost been a free kick to Murphy. I thought he was tackled, but not in possession. Ball is close to the boundary. Pushed away is Dalziel. He got knocked off his line, and there were a lot of Langwarrin players around. He was sort of on his own then, a little bit overwhelmed. He needed to have more teammates around the contest then, Holtz.
Yeah, Jet Murphy's actually engaged in this game. You can actually see he's making a real effort to put his body on the line, lead hard, so he's doing a good job.
Norton down. Dalzill's in the road, gets offloaded by Jacobenko, one of the young players for Langwarrin, and held up on the wing. Gee, they're throwing themselves in. It's a good, tough contest. Really enjoying it, watching it from the palatial surrounds of the social club rooms here at Mornington. Won by Walsh. But on this occasion, left foot kick comes from Speedy. Kicks to half forward. I reckon Cameron was impeded. Called to try to get a quick hand pass out while under pressure. Hand pass came out from North. Puts his teammate under even more pressure on that occasion. That's young O'Connor. Ball's at half back. Shoved off the line of the footy is Churcher. It is Willing out there. Socket towards the boundary for Langwarrin. Close to the boundary, and now they win it. Well done, McGuinness. Wow. Feeds a long hand pass. Farmed it out to Patterson. Feeds over the top to McGuinness, who kept running around the outer side. Kicks his team towards half forward. That is magnificent football. Champagne football. Bagley marked, but is he giving away a free kick?
Certainly has.
He has.
2 hands straight in the middle of his back. That was out of control. I think Mornington has just got to take that defensive approach at the moment.
Heath's kicked straight down the middle. It's a beautiful kick. He chewed off.
He did.
Probably more than he should have on that occasion, but it finds the target.
He did well.
And they get it out towards the wing now. Good hand pass inside. Came from Lothian. And they drive it long inside 50, and Calder takes a very, very strong mark from a kick from Jai Richardson, who kicked it in the right direction. Good running. Good defence, and again Heath, who uses the footy so well.
So when they're coming out that
the left footer,
you've got that risk reward. So
yes.
That was a really difficult kick. He nailed it. Now we've got a shot at goal. He misses the kick, turns it over, and it's one the other way. So it's just a decision that players have to make every day. Tough kick from Jacko here.
Left of centre half forward, 40 metres out.
Look at the wind taking it.
Look at the wind. Well, yeah, as the wind taking it, it has swung that a mile away, right?
Local knowledge.
He would normally kick that, but he doesn't. He doesn't kick anything. It's out of bounds on the full. The margin still 4 points at the 8-minute mark. Mornington 4-4-28. Langwarrin 5-2-32.
I told you that's why it's that first quarter was that Langy wouldn't have been unhappy with that, because it's very tough to score that in.
McGuinness. Launching long.
Oh, that's a free kick.
And that has to be a free kick against Tottenham. That was very, very clumsy indeed.
It was ambitious, Dan. That's
what it was. It was ambitious. So free kick at half back. Kane with the footy. He will drive it low and flat towards half forward. Miller up and a fingertip, a mark or free kick.
It's over the shoulder.
So he'll get that free kick.
And he'll need to pass this off again, Dan.
Right as centre half forward.
Now, will Langy get in the hole this time? You reckon?
Langy, to me, don't have tall defenders either, seeing that Cuthbert is out.
Cuthbert, yeah.
He's definitely their best tall defender.
Yeah.
Probably Longley and Tuddenham.
So
he's
kick this to
55 from
Calder,
goal.
1-1.
He's kicking to Calder.
Oh.
Doesn't quite get to Calder on the bounce. He's good enough, though, to pick it up. Beats one. Can't beat a second. Had the hand pass run down. Then he lays a good tackle to keep it within Mornington's vicinity inside attacking 50 at the Mornington end. And it's 4-4-28 at the Bulldogs. The Kangaroos, Langwarrin in front, 5-2-32. Frankie Photography scoreboard.
Free kick to
Free
Calder.
kick, which way?
Calder.
Going against Norton to Calder.
Yeah. Pushed him
Should
straight
kick
in the
this
back.
one, the big fella.
Still a tough shot, Dan.
Yeah, he's just
Still a tough
marginally
shot.
left of centre half forward.
But at least he's had a shot at it down this
He
end,
has.
so he knows what the wind's doing.
He's a little
And
bit closer, probably,
he's
too.
10 metres,
Yeah.
5-10 metres closer. But realistically, he should kick this, which will be very, very handy. Put them back in front.
So Jackson Calder, who's kicked two and one out of bounds on the full for his third goal. He kicks through
on
the
the wing,
footy and
gone
it's
again.
swung away
Oh,
again.
yeah, that's local knowledge, Dan.
I know that. How many times are you going to say that this afternoon? 4-5-29 to 5-2-32. The margin, 3 points.
It's like
Early stages, second quarter on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. Our coverage proudly brought to you by Rosebud Country Club.
It's like a golfer playing his home course. He's got some nice little particulars that other people might know about, Dan.
McGuinness straight down the middle. High ball towards the half-forward flank.
That's a kick.
Big kick. That is a massive kick. It would have travelled about 65, 70 metres, and Langy get it sort of towards inside 50. Slipping over Harrington as he socketed it the wrong way. Goes close to the boundary and doing a good job, Tuddenham, to see it over the line for the Kangaroos under some pressure from his Mornington opponents.
Langy didn't have a possession from that kick out.
No, that was a
And it's in
massive
their-
kick.
It's in their forward pocket.
Yeah. He's a beautiful kick, isn't he?
He is.
3-point lead at the moment to Langwarrin. Good contest. Tap down by North. High ball comes out from Bagley. Try and mark that someone.
Yes.
Someone
Jim
does.
has.
Murphy.
Yeah.
It just swelled around a little bit into the breeze, and Murphy read it to a nicety. And we know when he's on, he's doing things like that. And that is one of the marks of the day for Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South.
And that's a fall down from Mornington not having a key back. If you had a full back or a centre half back with any presence, they would have gone and minced that ball. But instead, you get a
Can't be
chest
Miller?
mark. It can be. Well, they'll have to make that call as
Murphy slots
goal,
it. Kicks his fourth. Well before half-time. He's got 10 for the season, and he could be a real trump card for them in the finals. Not that they need many more. They've got a 9-point buffer and a really good game. 6-2-38 Langwarrin. Mornington a 4-5-29. And that's the score on the Frankie Photography scoreboard.
So really, that's a good point you made there, Dan. If Goose has probably got to make the decision shortly, they go, rightio, how is Walker's performance going through the midfield or forward? Is he making a massive impact on the game? Because we can make an impact in the game behind the ball in the hole. So we'll see how that rolls over the next quarter or so.
Thrown up in the middle of the ground again. And they get it out of the middle. Through Mulvo, Langwarrin,
good
inside
mark.
50 and a very strong mark taken. He's a beautiful
Heath.
left foot kick, Heath,
Yep.
and he picks out a target. And in the green boots, the mark's taken by Bold. He'll feed over the top again, put speed into the pump. He's brought down late. G. Biggs is as tough, solid and hard as anything. And he doesn't like the treatment he was about to receive by Speedy, and he got him around the neck, and that should be a free kick.
That should have been a free kick.
Not given. You wouldn't want to meet Biggs on a dark night in an alley, would you?
Oh,
Have a look at him.
Yeah.
Built like the proverbial.
10%.
More tattoos in a tattoo parlour. Boundary throw-in. Taken by Perry Lewis-Smith. It just bounced in front of him. He kicks Mornington inside 50 again. Calder gets out. Can't take the mark. Cameron at the road. Does well. He's clever. He kicks wide. Who's that for? Going
Brown.
very close towards the boundary. Brown after it in pursuit. He can't take it. He had two opponents around him. Had to dish it off by hand in a hurry to House. And House runs out of room and ran out of the house. Boundary throw-in.
But he's had to do that because he's been following Speeds around, and I think Speeds has had the better of him today. He's had a lot of clearances, Speedy.
Boundary throw-in again. Tap down. Taken by Bird on the left.
Oh.
Kicks his seam inside 50. Cameron just slightly underneath it for the Bulldogs. Knocked down again by Langwarrin. Still inside defensive 50 for them at the Mornington end of the ground. The hand pass comes out close to the boundary. And they managed to keep it alive, but only momentarily. Perry Lewis-Smith is there to cut it off on the wing for the Bulldogs. He's kicked over, he's almost intercepted. Taken by Kane. Kane is slung, and it finds a target, I dare say, luckily. So they'll kick inside 50 again. Doesn't quite find the target of Brown. Hamill and also Tuddenham work hard to clear it. But once again,
Perry
they kick
Lewis.
straight to Perry Lewis-Smith, who's a kick behind the play, and he's just forming a wall on the wing on the outer side. Knocking up, getting the footy. Kicking inside 50 again, but once more they break down. And the defence very, very solid. And Hamill's doing a good job down there as the skipper. Taking another face-saving defensive mark, 25 metres from the goal. Langwarrin are defending, leading by 9 points. He'll go across the face a little bit awkwardly,
terrible.
and he's turned it over horrendously. Great mark taken by Bold. He kicks back to Calder, but Hamill manages to get back with McGuinness to get a fist on that. It's close to the boundary, taken in a tackle. It comes out now to McGuinness. McGuinness is shoved. He gets a little kick along the ground. A daisy cutter to Matthew. Back to McGuinness again, who's a beautiful user. Front of our commentary position, kicks to the wing. Tuddenham gets a hand up, knocks it to ground, does well, but coming the other way is Kane, but unfortunately he overkicks it and puts it out of bounds on the full. And luck goes Langwarrin's way through Bagley. Great smother though by O'Connor. Back to Bagley. Feeds a hand pass on the up now to Peach. That kick is an absolute scorcher.
That was a great
and picks
kick.
out Patterson, who lunges forward and takes the mark millimetres from the turf. Another one of those daisy cutting, burning the turf type kicks. Holtz.
I wonder how long it's going to take Langy to work out. They keep doing some short fiddly passes through to contest the possession. If they put it on the boot, it's going to hit the wing. You're out of trouble as Paddo has a shot for goal. Left-hand post this one, Dan.
Let's see if he kicks
Goal.
this, and he knows. Shane
a great
Patterson,
kick.
he knows.
Great kick from
The
Paddo.
Langwarrin supporters, of which his old man's one of those, they're not here today, of course, because you can't have crowds today or next week in the lead into the finals for second division, but that's a very important goal and gives them a very handy break. 7-2-44 to 4-5-29. The margin is out to 15 points, the biggest lead of the day, 16 gone second quarter. Frankie Photography scoreboard, and the old fella, he gets on the scoreboard, Shane Patterson.
Well, they haven't been wasteful with their goals. They kicked 7-2. Good kicking's good football, isn't it, Dan?
Saw what Carlton did last night.
So 9 scoring shots each to this point, but we've got a 15-point buffer.
Need a goal here, Mornington. Norton may have just been nullified then. Peach can't get hold of it. Bagley can. Back to Peach. Handball nearly run down. Got it to McGuinness. Taken down on a tackle laid on him by Van Kershoff. Does very, very well to ensure McGuinness couldn't get away and set it up again with his beautiful field kicking. And it's attacking side of the centre square for Mornington. Walsh, open-handed tap. Good play, Miller, to get the hand pass out. Skidding kick inside 50 from House. But once again, McGuinness is there to mop up. Quick kick around the corner by Smythe. Smythe does well to kick it towards the wing. Brought down late in the tackle, but getting his boot to ball is Matthew. Now it's got Bagley. Bagley takes them on and beats them. Feeds a hand pass inside to Peach. Peach kicks low and flat, and Andrew Arthur takes the mark comfortably inside attacking 50. Their use of the footy is brilliant, Holtz.
It is, and I don't know if Mornington need that next goal or the next goal after that. I think they need to shore up their defence over the next 10 minutes because this can blow out pretty quick. So whether or not they get another one behind the ball and try and control it from the back, but they really need to shore up their defence because Langy, every time they hit their 50, is scoring too easily.
They are.
Yeah.
And Andrew Arthur getting on his own,
That's
having
distance,
another
no
prolific day. Yes, we'll see. He's 55 out. He's a beautiful kick.
He's kicked that.
And he has magnificently kicked that and put that as a candidate for
Post
goal of the
high.
day for O'Brien's Real Estate. They cannot miss. They're out by 21. The
Yeah.
lead continues to mount 8-2-50 to 4-5-29.
Yeah.
Rosebud Country Club, our major sponsor today. That's on the Frankie Photography scoreboard.
So this is where I'd go and have Warwick Miller as a spare through the back line, and they just need to control it through. So once they take possession through on the back line, they need to just work their way through. Because what's happening is Langwarrin, it's mad ball through the middle. Mornington might get in their forward line, but it's still coming out too quick, and they're not set up behind the ball properly. So Mornington have to fix that in the next couple of minutes, or this game could get away from him in the next 10.
So 8-2 to 4-5, 50 to 29. They've kicked the last 4.
But you give yourself opportunities like
Remembering
that on this round.
Mornington did hit the front early in the quarter.
Yeah, they did. That's how quick it can turn, Dan. Especially with Langy, the way they use the ball.
Walsh and Norton. Norton climbs into him, wins it. Who's going to get the first possession out of the middle? Ash did well to try and jar it free. Langy turns it over, though. Miller marks on the wing. and kicks the Bulldogs to half forward, but getting back, McGuinness fills the hole, did really, really well as North was coming. His kick's not great. He mucked that one up. It's socked forward again, though, by Matthew. Patterson overruns it on the wing in front of our commentary position. Number of players climb on in. Speedy's there. Can't get it for the Dogs. Perry Lewis-Smith can't get it either. Coming the other way, Peach with that big body. Feeds it defensively. Close to the boundary. Hammer was taken high, I thought. But he finds the boundary as he flicks one out.
They were lucky then. Again, Langwarrin were through and they were out for another shot at goal. But yeah, they just have to get their set up right behind the ball, Mornington, at the moment. They've even got a loose here. Langy.
Norton tried to just knock it away, couldn't. Got it into the head of Walsh. Now McGuinness is there again. Great
Good
flick
hands
by Peach. Long hand pass came out from Longley. Worth a kick. It went about 30 metres. Chance for Bateman to run onto it on the wing on the outer side. Paddles to his own advantage and collects. Kicks beautifully, and that's a great mark to Tuddenham. And well done, Patterson, to do well to stop his opponent from getting near that.
Can you believe that was the same guy that was on his own from that stoppage? So he's gone from the stoppage, the ball's made its way all around, and there was no communication from the back from Mornington to say that they needed to get one drop back. The ball's worked its all the way around. He's taken uncontested mark inside the 50. So that's what I mean. They have to set up properly behind the ball before they worry about their forward stuff.
21-point lead. And Nick Tuddenham plays most of his footy in defence, but a wonderful leader. Did his knee in one of the finals back in 2018. Put him out for all of 2019. That's a good-looking kick. They cannot miss. They cannot miss, and this is getting away from Mornington now. They are kicking magnificently to the southern end, to the Chris Holcomb home end of the ground, I think.
It is
9-2-56 to 4-5-29. On the Frankie Photography scoreboard, and this has just been a clinical display by the Premiership favourites, Chris, in the last 10 minutes or so.
So let's see if they can try and put a spare behind the ball at this stage, because if they don't the next 5 minutes, it's going to be done. So we've got even numbers at the moment. We're through. We'll see how we go after the bounce.
Number of Langy players featuring for BOG, Jeff Wignall forward with branches in Frankston, Hastings and Mornington. Tim McGuinness would have to be one of those with his ability to rebound off half back.
Yeah.
He's having a lot of it.
He's getting a lot of it.
Thrown up in the middle of the ground again. Norton wins it down once more. Peach couldn't take it cleanly, but the umpire said the reason why he couldn't take it was that Perry Lewis-Smith was hanging on to him when he didn't have the footy. So Peach drives his team back inside 50, almost a mark to Murphy. At the drop, Matthew loves a goal. Lost it, regained it, gets a hand pass out. Mulvo loves the goal. Beats one, beats two. Steps around the body and kicks a beauty.
Yep.
Another candidate for our goal of the day, 10-2-62 to 4-5-29, and they are making something out of nothing every time they go forward, the Kangaroos.
Yeah, it's their dangerous small forwards. At the moment, when they get the drop on the ball, they're in the right position. When the ball hits the contest, they're front and square. They're getting to all the right spots at the moment, and they're finishing off. 10-2 is great football.
Oh, it is. Kicked the last 6. They lost the lead early in the quarter.
They're starting to get on top in the clearances too, and that makes a big difference.
33-point lead, Frankie Photography scoreboard, and Norton winning the rucks. There they are, Mulvoga hand pass. But unfortunately, Church's one was run down, but Josh Brown couldn't get it. Then he tackles Churcher, who throws the ball on the boot, kicks his team towards half forward. Patterson, I reckon, took out a Mornington opponent. The umpire let that go on hands and knees. Heath gets the hand pass out, taken by Smart. Smart delivers nicely, and a good mark. He bobbled it, but he eventually took the mark nicely. House kicks out towards the wing in front of our commentary position. Now they can set up through Bold. Bold on the right, kicks long. Calder might be the target, but he had 2 and 1 to beat, and a good mark to Smythe, who's been a good interceptor so far today for Langwarrin. He delivers now to the outer side of the ground. They can set up again and get themselves going, and they can. Down to Patterson, who takes the mark. Patterson plays on quickly.
One-on-ones
He drives inside 50.
Oh, good mark.
And a very good mark in front. Probably should have gone for the punch on that occasion, Bagley, but a good mark in front taken by Nathan Heath, the left footer.
But again, Langy brought it into their forward line, and it was a one-on-one contest there through. So that's exactly what they want. Mornington need to get that extra number back.
Kane marks, but he turns it over, kicked it off the back foot, and he was looking for a teammate to take a low mark, but able to read that like a book is Herdman, another one of these dangerous small forwards who hasn't kicked a goal today yet, but has 18 for the season so far.
Yeah, this isn't a difficult kick. We go left-hand post again, Dan, will we?
We'll see. 45 out, and Herdman, I think he's just snuck that in too.
Wow.
How good have they been?
Yeah. They have not missed.
11-2, 68 to 4-5, 29. That's 7 unanswered goals now to the Kangaroos, and they're making a statement of the second best team in the comp. Okay, you're the second best team. Can you get near us? As Millsy is standing behind us, and he's got the best team in the reserves comp. Have got a percentage of about 1,000. G'day, Millsy. 11-2, 68 to 4-5, 29. 39-point lead at the 24-minute mark of the second quarter. I've just put Mayo on that, Chris. It's about 450.
And the damage has been done. 15 minutes ago, Mornington were in front. So the last 10 minutes of this contest has just been all Langwarrin. Look at that again, from straight out from Big Red.
Yeah, to Andrew Arthur. Back inside 50, almost a mark to Murphy. Brings it to ground. Bagley snaps around the body, and on that occasion, that would have been champagne footy. He just misses.
That was textbook Langwarrin. Yeah. So you got Big Red, down to Andrew Arthur, down to Jet Murphy, Baggers front and squared. That's hard to stop, isn't it?
Oh.
Hey?
11-3, 69 to 4-5, 29, a 40-point lead. This is magnificent football.
It's a big quarter. But we said in that first quarter that Langy would be happy with it because of that hurricane wind that's flying down that end, mate. You know I love a hurricane
Yes,
wind.
you do love it. Yes, you love 2-foot Mayo on that too. Heath down the middle, no mark taken. At the drop, one again by Jacobenko. Kicks off the side of the boot. Mark should have almost been taken, but it was a finger breaker. It was a good attempt by Tuddenham to mark it. Brings it to ground level. At the spillage, Churcher drives inside 50, missed by Miller. They have options everywhere. Murphy gives the hand pass defensively to Jacobenko, to Norton. He's not going to kick one from 50. Just misses. That would have brought the house down.
I think the thing too with the small ground is Langy's big bodies are starting to get on top. So even if you see little contests around the side that turn to one-on-one, Langwarrin are out-muscling Mornington at the moment. They are young Mornington and Langwarrin are a more physical side. So I think
they're ready, aren't they? They're ready. 11-4, 70 to 4-5, 29.
I said since round one, they're a Div 1 side playing Div 2.
Richardson back into play, heads to the outer side now for Mornington. Fisting it down, Walsh brings it to ground level. But again, they can't escape the congestion.
Can't afford another one here. Is that an understatement of the year?
Absolutely not. Brown was tackled, tapped down. Bird tries to get it. Patterson feeds over the top. Hooking kick by Andrew Arthur. Back into a dangerous position. Bagley gets the hand pass out. And a snap at goal by Murphy. Hits the post.
He's going
that would have been 5 before half time. How good were the hands of Bagley at ground level as he just rove that expertly?
They got class. There's not many sides that have got Timmy McGuinness up one end and Bagley up the other.
No, back into play.
As Timmy McGuinness
it's turned over
and he hits
once again. And McGuinness's kick misses the target from Heath kicking it in. And eventually it's a loose ball at half back, but they just have trouble clearing their defensive 50 at the moment, the Bulldogs. Dalziel went down, taken on his tackle. Might have been a little bit high as he ducked his head as he slipped and going into his back, I thought. But the umpire let it go. It was Herdman.
Yeah, said that 10 minutes ago. We said that they have to get their back line sorted out. Or else it was going to be a bit of a landslide. They haven't been able to do that.
11-5, 71 to 4-5, 29. At the stoppages, Peach on the left. Spiral punts inside 50 to Murphy, who takes a magnificent mark. He's taking all the marks of the day for Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. And look, that was an awkward kick by Peach, a spiral punt on his non-preferred left. And Murphy had his eyes on the ball. And you're right, he is absolutely on today, Holtz.
Well, the last 2 months, they've been looking after him. They've been playing him when he probably wasn't right. They've been playing him when he's had a couple of touches per game. So they've persisted. Now it's probably his payback time to actually say, hey, thanks for looking after me. Here's what I can do.
40 metres out for his fifth.
Oh, he's tried to talk the umpire into that.
I think he's
tried to talk him
I think he's kicked it, he has. The goal umpire moved a fair way. It might have just snuck in.
He wasn't sure.
I did say to him in jest when I saw him before the game, I said, you're due to kick 6 today? Oh, come on. He's well on target to kick 6. He's kicked 5 before half time. His team are 12-5, 77. 8 goals in a row. 8 goals to 1 this quarter. Mornington kicked the first goal to hit the front.
You know what?
They trailed by 4 points at quarter time, and it's now 48 points.
It's just disappointing that we haven't made too many changes through down here. That's the only thing I can say over the last 15 minutes.
So you think that they should have tried to put someone with a bit of height like Miller as they get it out of the middle again. Patterson is in pursuit. Getting an unfair bounce. Unfortunately, Richardson slips to Patterson, and it's all happening for the Kangaroos.
They've kicked 10 in a row.
Unbelievable. 9 in a row they've kicked.
Have they?
Yeah, 9 in a row. I mean, that was just...
Was it 4-3? No, 4-4.
It was 4-4, yeah.
Jesus.
That was unfortunate then for Richardson. Patterson just read it best as, again, they're just winning all the clearances. They're dominating everything. You'd love to look at champion data stats, wouldn't you? And you'd see the smashing, I think.
Be interesting on Wednesday night.
It's not just on the scoreboard. It's out of the middle. I mean, Norton is he's not just getting little taps. Well, he's actually punching at 15, 20 metres when he gets a chance.
That's why we said how good Mornington were in the first quarter, be able to break even though he was dominating the ruck. So they haven't been able to do that in the second quarter. And then when they have gone forward, it's just been a leakage. Been like a flood down there, mate.
Thrown up again. Norton wins it down. This might be a chance
tackle,
for the Bulldogs to get a free kick, and they do. Speedy kicks the half forward, but again not quite finding the target. He's been okay at ground level bowled. He picks it up, but he skids a kick in towards the pocket. North is there. He's hardly had a touch.
That is
and it's taken over the boundary. It's on the full, and it's not going right at the moment. Unfortunately, there for Bold, off his foot unintentionally, and a free kick in the last line of defence, or at half back for Langwarrin as they kick it down the wing. Langwarrin's Bagley goes up, can't take the mark, spills to the back, and Heath, who's the left footer, he's hemmed in, but he gets around Andrew Arthur with ease, but then runs out of room, trying to feed off a hand pass to O'Connor. It'll be a long quarter, nearly 30 minutes played.
It will be a long quarter, Dan.
On the Truman's Golf Range time clock, because of the fact that we've had a lot of goals kicked. 9-1 for Langwarrin. Boundary throw. Walsh. Norton wins it again. Close to the boundary.
Yeah, his hit-out rate and hit-outs to advantage would be off the charts at the moment.
Imagine him against Billy Gertz if Billy plays for Dramana next year. Tap down again by Norton. Magnificent. Patterson picks it up. Throws it on the boot while being tackled. Bagley's hard on the boundary. Plays to his own advantage. In his road, though, is Heath. He knocks it away. They have a chance to clear it, but it's off the side of the boot for Mornington, but it bounces just inside. No, it doesn't. Bounces outside, and it'll be taken by Churcher right in front of our commentary position. Almost half-time. Centering ball to centre half. But what a great mark that is by Kane. That is mark of the day, I reckon, for Telstra Business Technology Centre. But again, he was in a rush to clear it. And he's turned it over. Mark in the middle of the ground for Langwarrin.
And kick that.
Kicks into the man of the mark. Slips to Norton. Norton's 55 out. Spiral punts it long to full forward. Bagley. Making a good contest. Bagley recovers well, then goes to ground. Loose ball, and the umpire says, I'll throw it up 15 metres out from goal at the southern end, where they have just constantly peppered. The ball's lived inside attacking 50. An early goal to Mornington. They hit the front since then. Langy have kicked 9 unanswered goals. Right on half-time, as they had another chance again from a stoppage to burst through and kick a goal, but Mornington had defenders back, and they hold it up. It's half-time.
Rightio.
They need a breather. We all need a breather, and certainly Mornington need a break just to see if they can get themselves back in the game. 9 goals in a row. I said a few weeks ago, and I'm a man that makes big statements, as you know, Chris Holcomb. I've seen the best team on the peninsula in Bomb Beach. I've just seen an outstanding quarter of footy by the Langwarrin Football Club, and this is why they are the raging red-hot favourites in second division. 13-5-83, Mornington 4-5-29. The goal kickers for the Kangaroos, 5 to Jet Murphy. Yes, 5. He's now kicked 11 for the season. His best haul for the year so far. He's still got a half to go, and hopefully he keeps going. 2 to Shane Patterson, 1 each to Andrew Arthur, Tuddenham, Churcher, Mulvogue, and Josh Dormer. It's been a magnificent performance, and as usual, they've shared it around Langwarrin. That's what they've been doing all season with their goal kicking. We'll go around the grounds thanks to Great Syndicates Australia in a second. For Mornington, 2 to Jackson Calder, 1 each to Perry Lewis-Smith, and the only goal in that quarter, his 16th for the season, to James Cameron. So half-time on the Frankie Photography scoreboard, it is Langwarrin 13-5-83, Mornington 4-5-29. Chris Holcomb is laughing. You better give us some scores on that brand new Fandangle phone of yours, Mr. Holcomb.
I'll open it up.
It's a beauty. Have a look at it. It's like a book.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fantastic. There we go. Pines, Bomb Beach. Pines 25, Bomb Beach 89.
Wow.
Wow. Bombers Sereno, tight one, 20-15. Rosebud versus YC. Rosebud 9-8-62. YC 5-3-33.
Oh, he had a
take that, Wayne Cap.
He had a look in his eye today, Nick Jewell, that they meant business. I just thought they were a massive chance today.
Cappy,
massive chance.
Cappy, that could make it. That slip down the ladder if Bomb Beach and go their way. Red Hill Edithar, which is very, very important, Dan. 5-6-36, 4-6-30. So
Tight
very
game,
tight
going to
one
be
there.
very tight.
And, Mount Eliza, 6-4-40 over Dramana, 1-6-12. So
don't play 4 quarters, Mount Eliza. Nor does Dramana, though.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Second Division, Rye, 4-7-31. Chelsea, 3-5-23. Coringal, 8-3-51. Hastings, 8-7-55. Devon Meadows, 4-2-26 versus Seaford, 4-11-35.
They've kicked badly in recent weeks, Seaford, which have cost them games.
They have indeed.
Yeah.
Crib Point, 9-4-58, tied 4-8-32, and Summy Pierstoff, Summy 6-9-45, 2-2-14. There we go. What a quarter from Langwarrin. What a quarter.
Is that the best quarter you've seen this year?
Look, when Langwarrin played to their ability, that's what you're going to get. And when Mornington obviously had a bad quarter, but some of that stuff he couldn't stop.
No.
Some of that stuff, Mornington don't have the ability to stop them over that time. So that's why I've been really bullish on Langwarrin from word go, that they're probably head and shoulders above the rest of the field, because Mornington touched up Seaford. Summy can't quite get it right. They've beaten Langwarrin, but I think when they switch on, they've got McGuinness back in, get a couple of runs under his belt. Baggers will start cranking up, because I said he's in second gear most of the season, but now he's starting to look at Jet
Cuthbert's got to come back in.
Cuthbert's got to come back in. Jet Murphy hasn't had a touch all year.
Yeah.
And we've been not critical of him because we know he's coming back from injury. But, geez, he's on today. So it's all starting to go well for Langy at the moment, and all signs point to the fact that they're going to have a really good final series.
Well, we'll see. They're in great form at the moment, and they've got a massive lead.
Coaching staff.
Pardon?
Mornington coaching staff.
Yeah. How will the Goose be? He'll be on fire.
Well, this is a quarter. They're kicking with this hurricane wind down to the
They are, yes. Your so-called hurricane wind. Kicking to your home, which isn't far away, is it? 13-5-83, Langwarrin, and Mornington a 4-5-29. And that's the score on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. Our coverage proudly brought to you by the Rosebud Country Club. Get down and see Danny and the team to do a great job. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Get your game face on.
For any real estate advice, feel free to drop into 188 Main Street, Mornington, or call us on 5975 7733, or feel free to contact any of our 25 plus O'Brien offices Victoria-wide.
Hi everyone, it's Tim from Growth Syndicates Australia, and we're financial transformation specialists. Our clients are eliminating their mortgage in a much shorter period of time, creating more wealth and boosting their super. This is all done without impacting their lifestyle. Sounds amazing? Well, let me explain a little bit about the GSA Advantage. With clients all around Australia and a head office located in Elsternwick, our team of very experienced professionals enable unique and exclusive property investment opportunities through wholesale investing for clients to achieve specific outcomes. Our current projects are located in Brighton, Malvern East, Kew, Glen Iris and Mont Albert North. Everyone's busy and that's a fact. But did you know for every day you have a mortgage and underperforming investments or superannuation, you're missing out on $350 every day. It all starts with a friendly phone discussion to then arrange a meeting to provide you with a clear picture on what GSA achieves for our clients, and with no charge or obligation, see where these results can apply to you. So check us out at growthsyndicatesaustralia.com. Give us a call on 1300 205 556. I'd love to have a catch-up coffee with you at your place or our office. See where GSA can improve your financial position.
And welcome back to Alexandra Park, and what a quarter of footy that was by Langwarrin. 9 unanswered goals after Mornington hit the front. They trailed by 4 points at quarter time, the Bulldogs, in the battle between first and second in second division. Langy kicked the last 9 goals for Rosebud Country Club, 13-5, 83 to 4-5, 29. And Jet Murphy having his best game of the season so far. An injury hit year for the full forward for Langwarrin's kicked 5 goals in the first half. It's a great pleasure to have a man that knows a lot about football in this region. He coached Beaconsfield for 4 seasons. Half of those were in the Cefnor, and then 1 year, of course, in the Outer East. Just having a bit of a look today. I dare say he'll be back coaching somewhere on the peninsula next year in Lee McQuillan. Lee, good to have you with us. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be watching a good brand of footy.
Yeah, look, Langwarrin looked very, very impressive. If you were coaching Mornington, how would you stop the flow?
I sort of thought during that quarter it was interesting because their back half looked a little bit at sea. Obviously, young back half. I probably would have thrown an extra loose there, especially about, once they kicked maybe their 4th in a row.
Yes.
I reckon I would have just put one just to stem the flow a bit. And obviously through the midfield, I don't know whether they changed a lot with their on-ball mix, and Big Red was getting on top there.
He was.
I sort of felt like they probably, were still trying to do their own thing as opposed to going one-on-one, and it sort of broke them open. So had to make some changes, and I sort of felt like they just went head-to-head, which probably wasn't the smartest move.
Do you play a small forward in a defensive role of McGuinness, because he just used it so well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I reckon that's not a bad thing. I don't mind a defensive forward. I think that if you can play, because it throws the other team right out of whack. I know that at Beaconsfield, when we had Bowd playing through the back half, a lot of sides used to sort of try and knock him out of the game, and I think it's really important. So to do that, you have to give one up, but sometimes it could be a young kid who's learning off a bloke like that.
You obviously want to get back into coaching. How much are you missing it?
More than what you can imagine.
Really?
Yeah. So 20...
More than you thought you would?
A lot more, yeah. In 2020, I was planning to just watch the comp and then come in 21.
Yeah.
But because we lost the whole year, I just thought, I'm going to have to sit back and miss another year. So to have 2 years out now, I'm missing it a lot. I come into a game like today, and I look at both sides and work out what I'd be doing in the game, whether I'm up or down, and challenge myself in that way. And, I often come with a mate or something. We often talk about footy while we're here. So, I'm missing it more than what I could imagine, and the family supports it and knows that I'm coming back in. So the plan is to be in somewhere next year. So I'm watching pretty closely to see what happens over the next month.
I know you can't give too much away. Any offers yet, or is it too early?
There's a couple of just chats in the background.
Right.
Is probably the best way to explain it. No club's sort of shown their hand and said that, we're 100% going to have an availability yet, but there's certainly clubs that have put thrown a couple of things out there that are ideas for next year, and one or two of them are not necessarily the head coaching role, which is my priority. So really, I've said to these clubs, I'm happy to have a chat, but I really want to see what comes up from the head coaching side of things before I worry about anything else. But 100% I'll be somewhere next year, and I'm hoping that, and it doesn't worry me whether it's Div 1 or Div 2. That's not an issue to me.
But it has to be the MPNFL because of your location and your family life, etc.
Yeah, 100%. I'm living down in Rosebud now, and I work in Rosebud, so it has to be the MPNFL. That's where I'm going for sure.
And it's a good comp, isn't it? I mean, you've enjoyed watching it most weeks this year, you said.
Yeah, it's really quick, and I'm a lot of variation in the grounds, so the game plan's a little bit different. Like you watch a Langwarrin today, and you think that they play on a massive deck, but they handle this ground no worries at all. So it's all about having that adaptability of your side, and I would dare say they're playing a similar side to what they threw out a few weeks ago in the Seaford game that I went and watched.
Yes.
So I dare say that some sides might have a few thicker set boys that they throw into the smaller grounds and maybe rotate them out on the bigger grounds. But I just love the footy. I just think it's a good brand, and for me, I'm getting to know a lot of players, and I'm getting to know a lot how sides play, and it's a tricky one because if I end up in Div 1, I don't know where to spend a lot of my time, to be honest. Because if I go watch Div 1 football, I can get my head around which sides are there and which players are the key players. But then I'm also need to keep my eye on Div 2 because I could end up in there as well. So that's the hard part. I can't just stick to one division. I've got to get to as much as I can.
There's a lot of talk of teams coming in next year. Warren, Cranbourne, teams you know well, Beaconsfield, a team you know very, very well. What would it be like coaching against them?
Oh, it'd be tough. It'd be tough. I love Beaky. And as you know, I didn't leave for any other reason but location.
Yes.
I just didn't have the time to be sitting in the car an hour and a quarter each way. And I absolutely love the club. And I'm watching them in the background now. I mean, they're sitting on top of the ladder unbeaten. And I put a lot of work into those boys over the last sort of few years. And I still speak to a lot of them. It's good to see them doing well. And I'd love to see them win a premiership. It's always a bit bittersweet when you're not part of it. But at the same time, that was my choice to leave, and I wish them all the best. But I'd love to see them in the comp. It'd be tough to coach against them. I've never done that in my career. I've never coached against a side that I've coached. So
really,
so it'd be real bittersweet, I reckon. But I honestly believe this is where they need to be. This is the comp that Cranbourne, Narre Warren need to be.
Why is that?
It's the brand of footy, and I believe that this comp would function quite well with 3 divisions. I feel like when you look at this comp, the bottom half of Division 2, there's certainly a top and a bottom, whereas in Div 1, you could throw a blanket over them. Some of these sides down the bottom are you look at Rosebud today,
they're having a good win.
Having a great win, So I honestly believe 3 tiers in this comp would do it
would be
really,
great. And there are teams
well
that are looking maybe to come in. We can't say too much at this stage. I mean, when everyone talks about Cranbourne, Beaconsfield and Narre Warren, that's obvious. I'm hearing Frankston Dolphins might be another team who are in Southern, and they're a junior team, and now they've got a great setup down there. I think they would be fantastic. I think South Mornington's another one. I think Skyley, Cerberus, even. Chelsea Heights next door to Chelsea. I mean, that just makes sense to me.
It does. Yeah, thicken it up.
At the end of the day, with the greatest respect to footy administrators, they do a great job. They don't make a lot of sense because of decisions that are made at club level when it comes to local footy. It's tough, isn't it?
It is tough, and I suppose it was always a bit of an issue for some of these sides, especially your Rosebuds and your Rise, and that being isolated about the growth corridor. But Langwarrin's in a growth corridor, so
it is.
I mean, you look at Pakenham, and Pakenham are sort of bottom half of that Div 1 comp, and even though they're in a growth corridor, they're not necessarily performing overly well. So
they probably should be in the MPNFL as well.
They should be.
They should be.
They're an officer.
I mean, Devon Meadows are not far from Cranbourne, and they're not far from Pakenham, and they're getting better in the MPNFL as well.
Yeah. I think you could have them all in, and you could run that three tier, and then you'd have your promotion relegation.
Of course you would.
I think it'd be really strong. So I'm a huge advocate for it, and like I said, it would be tough to coach against Beaky, and then you got to work out where you fit them. I mean, do they start in Div 2 and work their way up, or do you put them in 1? Well, they're good enough.
We had a few of the coaches on today in our MPNFL Extra show, and they felt they should be in Div 2, and I thought, they're going to be too good for that, aren't they? But then again, other clubs will say, well, hang on, you've got to earn your stripes.
Yeah, I can understand that. I actually think that it wouldn't hurt those clubs to start in Div 2 and win their way in. I think it wouldn't hurt them. But, I mean, we played Mornington in the years I was at Beaky. We played them 2 years in the Prackies, and they won 1, we won 1, and it was pretty much level pegging. So I would think that and that was when Mornington were in Division 1.
Right.
So I would think that they'd handle Div 2 quite easily.
Very easily.
And Div 1 would be where they need to be. And then you could put a Pakenham officer into 2 and then, whoever else comes into your 3. So I think it's got merit. It's just whether they can all come together and make an agreement on it.
Well, great to chat. No doubt we'll keep a close eye on where you end up next year, and we're looking forward to working with you next year, and keep enjoying the footy. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
Good on you. Lee McQuillan joining us, who we think will be somewhere coaching in the MPNFL next year, and we'd love to have him. He's a magnificent coach, and good to have him at the footy here today at Mornington. We'll take a quick break and be back with the second half shortly. Our coverage thanks to the Rosebud Country Club. Big lead for Langwarrin. They were brilliant in that quarter. They kicked 9 unanswered goals and they lead 13-5-83. Mornington, the Bulldogs, some work to do. 4-5-29. Second half underway. Chris Holcomb and Dan Lonergan with you. What can Mornington do after one of the great halves of footy, particularly quarters of footy by their opposition Langwarrin, as Heath kicks it long into full forward, a bouncing ball. It was touched.
Well, they do have the hurricane breeze.
They do have the hurricane breeze,
yep.
As he was the one that got the clearance, 4-6-30 with that trusty left foot. McGuinness to inbound again. Norm Whiteside never sits still, and his team's 9 goals up. He goes into the back pocket now. And the markers drop it. It doesn't matter as they have time to clear through Smythe. He doesn't hit the target either on that outer side. A little bit sloppy there by the Kangaroos, opening 30 seconds of the quarter, but Andrew Arthur was held up. The kick's a little bit low. 53-point lead. Norton wins it down again. Hurried kick Churcher. Round the body towards half forward. No mark taken. Ball's at ground level. Out of defence. Kane receives a hand pass. Kicks a low, flat ball beautifully into the midst of Jackson Calder. We were talking about young Kane taking one of the marks of the day for the Telstra Business Technology Centre and then turning it over. But on that occasion, he didn't think about it. He just threw it on the boot, kicked it low and flat, and Calder was there.
That was a great grab because I don't know if I think it was just to smash it forward, but he took it between 2 Langy guys. But he's got a great set of mitts. Jackson does. Left of centre half forward. This is the end he knows very, very well, and he kicks the second half off nicely for the Bulldogs. They've got a lot of work to do. They got the first goal of the second quarter, and then it was a blitzkrieg in favour of Langwarrin. 5-6-36 to 13-5-83. 3 to Calder, 65 for the season. That's the 9th time he's kicked 3 goals or more this year. It's a pretty good record, Chris Holcomb. And the margin now is 47 points on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. Yeah, I honestly believe if he had a fair run at it and had every round that was going through this year, that he probably would have been close to that 100, which is pretty disappointing for him. But anyway, they've got a big job to do in this second half, and they've started off really well.
They have. Ball's in the middle again. It's won by Peach. He gets it down inside 50. Attacking it hard is Matthew. But then there's a shot at goal hard on the boundary. And it wasn't a bad effort.
Murphy was in the goal square by himself.
It was Herdman. Herdman had a shot, flying shot, and he had the blinkers on. Sean Herdman missing on that occasion. And it is out of bounds on the forward. Be taken by Jake Smart's had his hands full with those small forwards today. Hasn't been able to show that elite kicking style by running off half back, which he's very, very good at.
Well, when you have to defend so much, it takes away your attacking flair, and he's been able to do that flat out this year. He's been able to sort of run positively as opposed to try and defend as hard as he can, which you have to against Langley.
Stuck through for a behind, 13.684 to 5.636. Beautiful kick by Smart, straight down the middle. Miller's there, can't mark. From behind, is that a mark?
No, Speedy was about this far away from putting that straight through the middle from that roving crumb. But that's a great kick. That's what you need to do at Mornington. Now you're in the middle of the ground, you're out of danger, and you can attack from here.
Held up by young Bailey Tate of Langwarrin. Big fist by Big Red again, Norton. Taken by Bird. He ducked the head and he got one high against Churcher.
There'll be more of them to come.
Handball comes out and it's taken by Smart. He kicks towards Dalziel, who backtracks, can't take the mark. At the drop, they've got numbers everywhere. Good hand pass from Bateman. But he put his opponent, Jacobenko, under pressure. Picked up by Cameron on the up. Handballs to Brown. 2 in a row as he scrambles one home. Well done. And they're getting themselves back into it, but it's still a long way back. 6.642 to 13.684. 2 in a row to Mornington. Well done, young Brown, and well played by Cameron with that great hand pass on the up.
At least the thing that Mornington do know how to play the ground. You see Smarty kick that one out long from full back, and all of a sudden you're on better of centre and you're in the attacking ball game again. So at least they know how to play the ground. It's only a couple of kicks. You're never too far away, Dan.
They're not switched on at the start of the third quarter, Langy, after that magnificent second quarter. 84 to 42 on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. Norton's just winning them down at will. I thought there might be a free kick to a teammate. Tackle were not in possession. It's Bagley. And Bagley, who started in the premiership back in 2005 as a kid for Langwarrin, kicks his team towards half forward, looking for someone to mark. Fisted away on that occasion by Richardson. For the Bulldogs, close to the boundary, but taken by Peach again, kicks back inside 50. The pack has collapsed. Kane foots it away. He gets support, though, in a hand pass coming out from House, but in the road, Norton, that big figure. Front head centre square. Gets a hand pass out for Langwarrin, but it's held up once more, just outside attacking 50.
And, yeah, Biggsy's just given Speedy another one. He's given him a really hard day. He's followed him around all day and just given it to him.
He is hard, and he wins the footy, threads the hand pass out, and he'll probably give someone else one to go on with as well. Here's Payenberg getting an opportunity now as he handballs very quickly towards Tuddenham. Tuddenham kicks to full forward, a dirty ball, but Murphy's working very, very hard. Gets the hand pass out to Biggs, gets the kick smothered. And then there's another flying shot at goal which misses to the right-hand side as they keep the ball alive inside their attacking 50, which is very dangerous as far as Mornington are concerned. Langwarrin, 13.785 to 6.642. Frankie Photography scoreboard. The Kangaroos by 43.6 go on third turn.
Here's a smart kick out again from full back, hitting the wing. He's got Miller one-on-one against Big Red. What a mark.
That's a great mark. Big candidate for the Telstra Business Technology Mark of the Day from Melbourne South. Miller dabs in short but turns it over to Smythe, who's a solid defender. Takes the mark in front of North, who's had a dirty day today. The recruit from the Balwyn Tigers, coached by former Bulldogs, Gold Coast and Swans coach Rodney Eade, 4-time premiership player at the Hawks. In short now to Mulvogue. Goal kicker.
That's dangerous on this ground.
It is. He kicks to centre half forward, but Andrew Arthur takes an outstanding mark. What a mark that is. Andrew Arthur, he beats Dalziel, then he kicks in towards the pocket again. There's a player held when he doesn't have the footy. That's got to be a free kick. The umpire said play on. As Patterson gets the hand pass out to Murphy. Murphy's in the goal square. The Mornington players stopped. The Langwarrin players didn't. The Murphy kicks his sixth. There's half a dozen to Jet Murphy.
Yeah, they were lucky then, Langy. I suppose the difference in the game is if Mornington did a kick like that into the centre of the ground, Langy would smash it and he'd go the other way and have a shot on goal. Mornington weren't able to kill the ball. In fact, they held the mark, kicked it into the forward line.
I think it was unfair that it was called advantage because the Mornington players have virtually stopped. But anyway, 14.791 to 6.642, 49-point lead, 7 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, look, it's especially any goal that they get into the breeze in this quarter is just going to make it tougher and tougher. So what have we got, an 8-goal variance right now, mate?
Thrown up. Walsh beaten by Norton again. Going in hard is Heath. And then Andrew Arthur held up in a tackle. The umpire's going to pluck out a free kick. Which way is it going? It'll go to
Mornington.
Heath, Mornington on the left. He kicks to Miller, who gives his opponent about 10 metres and takes a good mark on the chest. Well in front of Ryan Smythe. He'll go in short again.
North.
And North went up one-handed. Should have gone up two and then tried to fend off the tackle. Gets the hand pass out now to Bird. Back to Miller. Miller delivers into the pocket and they made an absolute meal of that. As he went half-hearted again, North. It's out of bounds at half forward.
His last 3 kicks haven't been that flush, though, big Warwick Miller. You need to be better than that. It's one-steppers, especially when you're that age.
Going to be a free kick to North. Hard on the boundary. About 60 from goal. An acute angle. We've seen a few goals kicked from acute angles today.
We have.
Go around the ground shortly for Growth Syndicates Australia.
That's the end to do it from. That pocket shouldn't be too hard to lace that through.
North, it's not a bad kick right to the goal front. Miller's claiming a free kick that he was held. He said to the umpire, well, I've got the long sleeve on. I reckon the jumper was being tugged, but nothing doing. And behind, so McGuinness will inbound again. What a good player he's been so far today. A big candidate to win best on ground for Jeff Wignall Ford. He will go in short. He was going to go long. He goes very short to Andrew Arthur. Andrew Arthur will go 15 metres, if that, to Tuddenham, but it's paid just outside defensive 50 in front of the Langwarrin coaching box. And Josh Beard, who does not seem to change his view on the game whatsoever. He never seems to get too emotional. Got his hands in his pockets. Kick down the wing, almost mark of the year. It would have been mark of the year by Harrington, but his teammate takes the mark at the back, and that is smart. Kicks back inside 50, and Calder beats 3 opponents and takes one of the marks of the day for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South.
3-on-1. They need to do a better job then, Langy, to try and bring that to ground, but that was a great mark by Jackson Calder.
Again, he's marginally right at centre-half forward, maybe a 10-degree angle, looking for his 4th goal, 66th of the season. His team are 48 points down with nearly 10 minutes in the 3rd quarter. And that kick is pretty good, but it just veers away at the last minute for a behind. So he's kicked 3, missed a couple and 1 out of bounds on the full. 6-8-44 to 14-7-91 on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. And our coverage proudly brought to you by the Rosebud Country Club. McGuinness again. I think he might go long. He's indicating that, or head to the outer side of the ground, which he does.
That's a great kick.
It is a beautiful kick. Almost a mark to Cameron. He was the smallest man out there, and eventually they win the footy through Churcher. Hand pass along the ground, though, doesn't quite find the target intended of Mulvogue, and it's out of bounds right underneath the scoreboard.
Just died late, that kick. Otherwise, that was going to hit a target, and they were away again, Langy. Good player, Tim McGuinness.
10 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter, and an injury-affected season as Walsh mistimes his leap, allows Norton to take it. He goes for the big barrel and kicks to half forward, but the umpire's picked out a free kick. Which way is it going?
Mornington.
Yeah,
in ruck infringement.
Go to Walsh, who's battled manfully, but look, he's up against one of the best in the comp, if not the best, but certainly the best in 2nd division. And he's been well and truly beaten, but he's kept at it, hasn't he? So you've got to give him some credit for that.
He's just learning. He's still a kid. And you know how long ruckmen take to develop and fill out and learn their craft, Dan.
In short to Heath, the left footer. Kicks to half forward, down the line, looking for Miller. Had 2 opponents in front of him. It was a low percentage kick. One of them was Longley. And one of them's been shoved into the fence. Was he been shoved into the fence by Miller?
No, he was helped up by Warwick. It wasn't a push. Yeah, no, he tried to look after him. Just a tight boundary line over there, mate. Seen a few of them over the journey.
Have you hit a few of them,
Yeah,
Chris?
hit a few fences. Hopefully he's all right.
It's young Tate. Boundary throw in. Norton again, knocks to the front of the pack. Miller's there. Tangled up in a tackle, 30 metres out from the goal they're attacking, and they're certainly showing a bit more pluck this quarter at the southern end. 6-8-44 to 14-7-91, 12 gone 3rd quarter. Frankie Photography scoreboard, big fist by Norton. That's well rowed by Churcher. He kicks to the boundary, but Tuddenham can't get there in time, out of bounds once more.
See, that's what a lot of the other sides don't have the ability to do. He's palmed that down to the runner, kicked it out.
He's actually punching it, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's very good at it.
Massive
clearances.
He's very
good at it.
Boundary throw in. Norton. Trailing him in is Walsh. Roved on this occasion by Bird. Non-preferred right. Kicks a high ball. Miller goes underneath as he collapses the pack and should have given away a couple of free kicks then. Spills out the back to Mulvogue, and now a hand pass to Churcher. Misses the target over the top Looking for Andrew Arthur, and out of bounds again. A lot of football on that outer side of the ground at the moment near the scoreboard, which is good reading for Langwarrin. They're 47 points in front at the 13-minute mark of the third quarter on the Truman's Golf Range time clock. Boundary throw-in again, tapped back by Walsh. Swinging kick inside 50 by Mornington again. Pack collapses, but the Roos, they recover best. Hamill's at the back. Sockers to his own advantage. Close to the boundary again and does well to put it over the line with North in pursuit.
Yeah, Warwick Miller looked like a stage diver at a Slipknot concert then, didn't he?
He
was
did.
just all over it. Out of control.
Inside attacking 50.
That's a free
the
kick.
Bulldogs have been inside attacking 50 a lot. Free kick.
Yeah, Brown.
And it'll go to Norton. He'll get the hand pass off now to Andrew Arthur. Met very late.
Oh, good kick.
And his kick is straight down the middle. What a magnificent kick that is. As good a kick as we're likely to see. Handball to Peach on the outside. Peach will play on quickly. He'll kick the ball towards half forward. And a comfortable mark taken by Tuddenham as it was set up by Golby, who received that beautiful kick in the middle of the ground.
Andrew Arthur pulled up very sore after that hit into the middle. He got a little bit of attention, so hopefully that's nothing too serious. But he's just hobbling away there.
Yes. It'd be a bad loss.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a stinger on the ankle. I'll keep an eye on that for you, Dan, the good sidekick that I am.
Injury update for Frankston Jeep. Left half forward, 20 to 25 degree angle.
No.
This is coming back, but not enough.
That's
High towards
misfired.
the goal square. And they've got defenders down there. It's turned over. Ash gets the hand pass out. And they can clear through Cameron. He feeds a hand pass now. Taken by Smart. He drives it long with one of those long direct kicks. Calder does well to ensure his opponent is hurt. But at ground level, McGuinness mops up. Delivers across the face to Mulvogue. He can chip over the top again. He's got a player running in the pink boots. This is Bateman.
Oh,
Bateman's
nice
under
candy.
pressure.
Nice
Shows some
candy.
wonderful candy to outrun House. Kicks down the line to half forward. Kane lays a good tackle.
Deliberate.
And the hand pass is over the boundary, and it's not deliberate against Jet Murphy.
Should have
He's
been.
kicked 6.
Pick up your change. That was good. That's what we're missing out of these games these days. I love a balk. That used to be a trademark.
Yeah,
I love that. I love a balk.
Saw Eamon do 2 of those last Friday night against Collingwood.
Good Carlo.
Yeah, he's a good player. Tapped down by Norton again. Mulvogue running onto it. Under some pressure. Beats 1, beats 2, and kicks a magnificent goal.
He's very, very sharp, isn't he?
Perry Lewis-Smith was right behind him, and he just put on the afterburners, and he is a bit like Usain Bolt went into another gear for about 2 metres and just ran away from him.
He's a kid
Left him in his shadow.
He's a kid who is a small crumbing forward who's developed into a good midfielder, and there's not many midfielders that have got jets like him. So if you can get that contested ball game about himself, and he's got that in his arsenal, bang, he's going to become a very, very good player.
53-point lead, 2 goals apiece this quarter, and Mulvogue's got 2 for the game, and he puts his name up in lights for the goal for Dave O'Brien's Real Estate. Back in the middle again. Norton wins it down once more. Trying to get away from the contest was Bagley. Held up. Spills out the back to Speedy. Speedy, the kick gets a little bit affected. Looking for Brown. Can't take the mark. McGuinness does well to beat him in a one-on-one. Pumps a long hand pass out to Peach. Peach likewise with a hand pass on the outside now. Taken by Matthew. Has a bounce. Kicks inside 50. No mark taken. Kane opposed to Murphy. Ball's at ground level. No one really wanted it. Trying to clear it Mornington. Kane does. Cops one in the face. Gets a hand pass close to the boundary. It's kept alive. Taken by Heath again. He goes in short. He lowers the eyes. And the mark is taken by North, whose kick is too long for Perry Lewis-Smith as he went for the switch, and there's a massive turnover. Matthew gets it now on this occasion with a hand pass out wide to Tuddenham. High lobbing ball inside 50. No mark taken. Ball still at centre half forward. Tuddenham picks it up again. Snaps around the body under pressure. But it's all happening for the Kangaroos. And despite the kick not being great and being rushed, and he was harried and he was tackled, Payenberg, who's back in the side today, was in front, marks 30 metres out.
Yes, all too easy, that one. All too easy. Payenberg, he's an important player for him.
He is.
He's been out for a little while. What did he do, Dan?
He got injured and then he was in the reserves. He just couldn't get back in. He kicked 20 goals in 8 games in the reserves. He kicks his first for a while in the seniors, and that's a good goal.
I like him.
And there's 16-7, 103 to 6-8, 44, 59 points. It's a blowout now, if it wasn't already a blowout at half-time on the Frankie Photography scoreboard.
Yeah, the dangerous thing about this is Mornington really had to come back and actually win the quarter by 2 or 3 goals to get that bit of feeling back into it. But if Langy end up winning this quarter, who knows what's going to happen in that last one, mate? It could be a blowout.
8 goal kickers already.
Yeah. No, well, they've got no... If you had told me Jed Murphy was going to kick a heap of goals today, I would have been surprised. But their magic has been that they've shared the goals around.
And Herdman hasn't even kicked one today yet.
No.
Tapped down by Bagley. Attacking it hard was Peach. They've got other players able to attack it, and it's taken by Churcher. He kicks towards the boundary line and escorting it over the line.
I haven't seen much of Corey Ash today.
It's Corey Ash, who
haven't seen much
normally
of him
gets
today.
a tagging role, but hasn't really had one today.
Well, he hasn't been through the middle much. He's been more or less sort of down back. Surprising.
Boundary throw-in at half forward. Taken by Norton. Quick kick in towards full forward. The Bulldogs are there working hard. Perry Lewis-Smith is one of those. And then there's a shot at goal, though, by Langwarrin again.
Was that Dormer? No.
And across the face and through for a behind. Player was shaken in a tackle and swung around in a tackle. No, that's, Dormer, who's been pretty quiet today.
It's good on that, wasn't I? Hey?
You were. Yeah. Kick back into play and finds Heath, who's one of their good users. He's on the left. Looking for Miller. Had too much on it. Fisted down again. They just overcooked some of those today. Picked up once more by Matthew. Drives back inside 50. Kane knocks it down, but knocked it the wrong way. Close to the goal line. Luckily, the Bulldogs had the players in front to whack it through for a behind. And another behind on the board. 16-9, 105 to 6-8-44. I think Frankie Photography scoreboard.
I think their youthful enthusiasm starting to get a little bit tired, Mornington. They just, around the contest, they don't seem to be having that same commitment to tackle and break even at the contest that they had in the first quarter.
Smart, short, taking the mark is Van Kersov. At times is showing things.
Jacko's just calling for it long. If he's got that ball across that wing spot, he's hitting straight down 20, 30 metres out in front instead of out on the wing.
Got young Bailey Tate on him today. Boundary throw-in.
Ball.
And Van Kersov tried to take them on, taken in a tackle. The umpire said no,
Lucky.
He didn't have prior.
Very lucky, that was a good tackle.
And it was a good tackle placed on him by Golby. How many hit-outs has Norton won today? He goes up again and wins it again.
73
I reckon
today.
he has. Biggs tried to shove opponents off. He loves doing that, the big fella. Going the other way, not able to get possession is Golby of Langwarrin, right in front of our commentary position. The Sting already out of this game, 20 minutes in the third quarter.
And we've got Andrew Arthur back on the ground, which is a great sign to see.
Thrown up once more. Open-handed slap by Norton, close to the boundary. There's Andrew Arthur. The aforementioned one who gets shoved in the back.
That's not good.
That's got to be a free kick. That has got to be a free kick.
Yeah, that is a free kick. It wasn't that clever.
No, and he gets up.
We don't want to see
Ginger
that.
again in front of the Mornington coach's box. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
free kick.
no.
Should have nearly been 50, you know.
We don't need that.
He kicks it low and flat inside 50.
Oh,
There's
good
a mark down there.
That is a mark.
Magnificent mark.
That's a great mark.
It is
that in
one
front?
of the marks of the day.
Is that Dormer?
It looks like a... Well, we'll have a look in a second, but he just flew from the side like a seesaw, and that's got to be a mark of the day. It is Dormer.
He was in front.
Yes.
That's a great effort from that young fella.
The Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South, looking for his second.
Candidate for mark of the day.
Absolutely
I'll
was.
put him down here.
Well, he and Kane, I reckon, are the two favourites.
No, what about Calder down here, 3-on-1?
Yes, that was another good one. I know you love Jacko. Slight angle, 30 metres out. Looking to kick his second, and it's across the face, and he misses at the Mornington end. 16-10, 106 to 6-8-44. 21 gone in the third quarter. Our coverage proudly brought to you today by Rosebud Country Club. Get down and visit one of the best places on the peninsula.
Yeah, you're right. The Sting has gone a little bit out of the game, which is a bit of a concern for the last quarter, mate.
Smart's kick is no good. Should have been marked. But Matthew does well after dropping the mark to spin out of a tackle, get a hand pass out, which doesn't quite find a target.
Ball.
Peach is there. He's brought down at a tackle. It must be holding the ball. And it's taken now by Smart as they play on immediately. Getting up miles too early. Smart wanted to take mark of the year. Now the Bulldogs have the footy, and Brown ends up with it. Kicks to Calder, but it might come back. Who had it fisted away.
That should have been advantage. It gives Langy a chance to get their numbers back behind the ball.
It does.
But Jacko's still 1-on-1 over the top if Warwick Miller can get it down. Now two-fold in front of him. So that's going to be a little bit more difficult.
In short to Caelan Bird.
Mornington's going to push down and give
away
him some
from
support
Bateman.
down
A
here.
lobbing kick. Not great delivery. Calder, I reckon, was impeded at the drop. Cameron gets it out. Taken now
Goal.
on this occasion by Dalzell. Snaps a ripper around the body. That's a good goal.
They had no right to kick that. The thing was, Jacko provided a great contest. He had 3-on-1. Jimmy Cameron was fantastic front and square. But Langy had all the numbers behind the ball. So they were actually very, very lucky to kick that goal. Langy did a good job in defence. It was just unlucky that they managed to get it through. But can we say Mornington needed that one?
I dare say they needed that one. They needed a lot more too. 7-8-50 to 16-10, 106. At least they're fighting it out. They got blown away in the second quarter. It's been even Stevens in the first and third quarter. So we've got to look at glass half full, I would have thought. 23 gone third quarter. Frankie Photography scoreboard. And a nice goal kicked by Lockie Dalzell.
Glass half full. All right. No problems, mate. I'll try and work on that.
I know, particularly when it comes to me. Kick inside 50. Looking for someone to mark. I thought it might have been taken by Payenberg. It wasn't. And it'll be cleared out of defence by the Bulldogs. Some good run shown by Bowl. The hand pass over the top. Will end up on this occasion with Van Kersov. Handballs it now to Kane. Kicks off the edge of the boot. Man's got no limitations. Josh Brown drops the mark, playing in front. Opposed on that occasion to Jakobenko. Looks like he's spending some time down back.
Haven't
as
called
part
him
of his
much today.
education. No. So throwing up the attacking side of the wing for Langwarrin. Norton down again, and
tackle.
Immediately Tuddenham is taken in a tackle, claimed
Birdie.
on him by Bird, who's coming off, and Perry Lewis-Smith, who's drifted out of the game after a great start.
He had a magic first half,
did.
but he hasn't touched the ball in the
close to best on ground.
Oh,
For Jeff Wignall forward as it's
Good
knocked
acting.
down, and
Good
Warwick
acting,
Miller
Warwick.
takes it over the boundary, skids over the boundary.
that was terrible acting. You got to
Was it?
see through that. Yeah, he just meant it. He just did the old non-deliberate fall over. Wily veterans do that, Dan.
They sure do. Boundary throw-in again. Norton, fisted down. Taken
get
now
rid of
by Heath. He's under some pressure. Had to get rid of it very, very quickly. O'Connor's there, overruns it. He got worried out of it on this occasion. Quick kick inside 50. Came from Dormer. But again, the Bulldogs have numbers at the back. Harrington, but he turns it over. McGuinness tiptoeing through tackles. Bagley gets the hand pass
Dormer
out.
again.
And then Dormer on the end of it. Champagne footy from some of the stars of this wonderful Langwarrin team. And again, they finish it off. Dormer has two.
He had a good quarter.
And it's 17-10, 112 to 7-8-50.
He's had a
62-point
fantastic quarter, Dormer.
Oh, he has. He's been superb.
He just, because it suits him perfectly. He gets to just nibble around the outside. He shows some space, but he's been getting into the right spots this quarter. And he's put a couple on the board.
24 goals for him.
Including candidate for mark of the day.
Correct.
And that good, he nearly had goal of the day too. He could still have,
At
depending
Ryan's
on how
Real
we
Estate.
vote. Yeah, that
We've
little
got to
check side in
get
the
our
first
BOG
quarter.
for Jeff Wignall forward with branches
Oh.
of Frankston, Mornington and Hastings as
Yep.
Norton wins it down. Missed by Peach. He hasn't had as dominant a day as he normally does. Brown lost control of it. Also House did as well for Mornington. There's going to be a free kick off the play and it'll go the way of the Kangaroos at half-back. This might be one of their shutdown defenders, I think. It is. It's Longley. Plays on quickly. Kicks a wobbly ball wide to half forward.
That was glass half full, calling that wobbly. That was huge.
Oh, well, his job is to be a lockdown defender. Man's got to know his limitations.
We're going glass half full, aren't we? Sorry.
We are. I normally go glass 3/4 empty or in the cupboard. Boundary throw in outside. Attacking 50 for Langwarrin. One down.
Perry.
But Perry Lewis-Smith reads it beautifully off the hand of Norton. Hurried left foot kick, wobbles to the other side of the ground. Collision course
good.
on. But good play to get a hand pass out by Ash. But coming the other way is Smythe. He soccers it out cleverly
they're
and
out,
it lands
Pato.
in the lap, luckily, of Peach. He gets it to Patterson. Patterson avoids a kick being smothered. Dribbles a little one to Andrew Arthur, who delivers
clever.
beautifully to Payenberg.
Clever.
And that is wonderful footy by the Langwarrin Football Club.
Clever. No, he's been good. Andrew Arthur's been good today. He had a lot of cheap touches early that weren't going anywhere. And then as soon as the second and third have started to open up, his possessions have become more damaging. He's a good player, isn't he, Dan?
He's a superstar. Should win the
We won't have him be
BOG.
BFL next year.
Oh, I hope so.
He'll be-
Slightly left of centre half forward for this for Payenberg for his second.
Has
But
anyone-
it just goes away.
Has
It
anyone
floats
noticed what's
away.
happening?
Right hand side.
Does
There's a
anyone
massive
notice what's
breeze.
happening down there? Start at left.
Yes,
what are
correct.
they doing?
Starting it right.
Every
And it goes
single
right.
shot. There was one that missed by 20 metres before. It was disgusting.
63-point lead, 17-11, 113 to 7-8-50. Frankie Photography scoreboard. We'll go around the grounds at 3/4 time for Growth Syndicates Australia.
Well,
Nearly 28 gone in the third quarter.
You need to set up away from Big Red down the line. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's a high kick.
He's kicked it
straight to Norton. He can't take the mark. At ground level, it's roved nicely on that occasion by Speedy, in fact by Bird. Bird was front and square and sharked it expertly and then got clamoured into the turf as he tried to get away and he wasn't able to. Attacking side of the wing again. Norton, yet another tap out. A good one. Waiting outside the congestion is Matthew, but he couldn't get control of it. Miller grabs it the other way for Mornington and Cooley kicks the ball in the direction of Bold. He handballs on the outside to Van Kersov, who kicks to full forward. That's a nice kick. Van Kersov's done some nice things, the little fellow today, and that was a lovely kick to Jackson Calder to take another one of those wonderful contested marks, which he's very good at.
All it needed to be was on his side, and Jacko did the rest. He's actually, for a bloke with no rig, he actually bodied out very well. He wasn't happy, the young defender on him, was he?
Looking for his fourth.
Yeah.
He's missed a couple today. He started well.
Yeah, that's a goal.
And he's kicked his fourth.
And he's hit the car. He's hit the four-wheel drive.
Yeah, he has too. Yeah. So he's had a reasonably good day, and we've got my favourite score in footy. 8-8-56 brother to 17-11-113. The margin 57 points. It's been 4 goals to 3 in favour of Langwarrin, but a much better effort by Mornington, who were blown away in one of the best quarters of footy we've seen all year by Langy. After Mornington hit the front, if you've just joined us, it was a 4-point buffer at quarter time, and then Mornington hit the front in the first minute of the second quarter, and then after that, it was one-way traffic in favour of Langwarrin. They kicked 9 unanswered goals in 15 minutes of the best footy ever likely to see.
And Norton's had 86 tit-outs.
I'm sure he has. We'll check that with Premier Data on the Footy Show on Wednesday, thanks to O'Brien Real Estate. Miller spinning in and out of tackles. Then he had a fresh aerial, Warwick, but on hands and knees, forces out a hand pass. He keeps battling away. Matthew holds it up, though, for Langwarrin. Inside the centre square.
It's been actually quite comical, Warwick Miller's highlight reel today. He's fallen over. He's been sprawling all over packs.
Tries really hard, though. Walsh leans in, wins it down. Here's Brown. Has a fumble, but feeds a hand pass on the out.
Oh,
Not able to get it, though, is Speedy. Peach beats him, and he just wanted it more. Kicks to McGuinness, who kicks close to the boundary line on the outside. Mulvo takes over his opponent comfortably and just swabs him off like a fly. He did it so easily, but turns it over as now the Bulldogs get it back and they have it through Brown. Brown has it at centre half forward. He'll lob a little kick in the direction of Calder again, just in the right side for him, and he's too tall for his two opponents. Takes the mark at right half forward.
Yeah, just put it on his side. That's what they haven't been able to do enough today. They haven't been able to have that quick ball movement, put it to Jackson Calder's side where he'll do the rest and kick the goals. But they just haven't won enough of that ball through the middle, and their back line hasn't been able to rebound enough through.
So almost 3/4 time.
Left-hand post, Dan?
Yeah, I think so. It's
About
coming
there.
back. It's coming back, and it's
there?
beautiful.
About
Yeah,
there?
you know it. Right on 3/4 time. How many goals did you kick to that end in your long career? You're mainly a backman.
Mate, I was just
everywhere.
Scrapping up. I was everywhere.
5 goals to Jackson Calder, 6 goals to Jet Murphy, so 11 goals between the two key forwards for the respective sides. And a good finish by Mornington as they don't really lose much ground after being blown away in the second quarter. 9-8-62 the Bulldogs. Langwarrin 17-11-113 on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. We'll get around the ground shortly. We'll just check some of the goal kickers. Jet Murphy's kicked 6 for Langwarrin, 2 each to Patterson and also Mulvogue and Dormer, while 5 goals to Jackson Calder as Chris Holcomb's got some news for us around the grounds for Growth Syndicates Australia.
Have a look at this. Div 1, let's just go. Bomb Beach nearly 100 points up on points. Let's not worry about that. Bombers versus Sereno is drawn 24 points apiece halfway through the third quarter.
Really?
Rosebud 13-10-88, YC 9-5-59. So Rosebud look like they're going to have a nice little win if they can hold on against YC. Red Hill, Edithvale.
I reckon Edithvale in front.
Red Hill 7-9-51, Edithvale 12-8-80.
Well, they always have one bad quarter, Eddie. Let's hope they can hang on. They deserve to hang on. They've been pretty competitive, haven't they?
Doesn't that make next week interesting?
Does it make next week interesting?
And Dramana 5-10, this is surprising. 5-10-40, Mount Eliza, 6-5-41.
Oh.
Another tight contest for Mount Eliza there.
How good is the first division comp? It's a ripper.
It is a ripper. I'll just skim through. What do we got? Oh, hang on. They're into the fourth quarter at Rye, 6-9-45, 7-11-53. So only a goal of the difference there. Chelsea versus Rye.
It's a big game.
That's
as
a
I said,
massive
the loser
game.
probably out, as we said.
Hastings are just edged in front of Kringle by 21 points. He's still in the third quarter there. Devon Meadows now, they're getting blown out by Seaford. 6-3-39, 8-13-61 at three-quarter time. Cribby look like they've got the chocolates over Tybe at three-quarter time, 13-7-85, 6-11-47. And Summy have blown out Pearcedale, 72-16 in the fourth quarter. Wow-wee, Dan, wow-wee. Let's have a break because I need to breathe.
It is
I need to breathe.
an amazing competition, and this is why Lee McQuillan wants to come into the competition. He loves it.
That Edithvale Red Hill is going to blow everything up.
Is it?
Yeah, so that'll bring him equal points with
I reckon
Pines.
Edie have been pretty good for a long time, haven't they? They've been pretty competitive, haven't they, for a long time?
Yeah, no, and that's...
and they've got a better percentage too, much better percentage.
Yeah,
particularly if Pines get well beaten today, which they are by Bomb Beach.
Oh, mate, it's going to be game on. And then, and because they've got 3 rounds to go, remember. Div 2 have got 2 rounds.
1 round now, and
so they've got 2 rounds. Div 1 have got 2 rounds left.
Yeah, 2 rounds after today.
So, yeah, it's going to be game on. Red Hill Rosebud next week, and then round 18. Wowee.
Yeah. Red Hill under some pressure now, aren't they?
Wow.
Just under some pressure.
Edithvale,
they've won 3 games.
Edithvale, you think could beat, Edithvale played Dramana and look, anything
got a
could
tough
happen.
run, Edie, but they're
anything could happen.
If Michael Bussey's in form, you never know. He can win a game on his own, can't he?
Yeah,
he's
amazing.
a terrific player.
All right,
anyway, we'll take a quick break and be back with the last quarter. We've seen some great footy in the MPNFL. Good to have it back. No crowds, of course, this week and next week, but a big, big lead as we go into the last quarter for Langwarrin. 51-point lead on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. Now coverage brought to you by the Rosebud Country Club. It's a great pleasure to be at the Rosebud Country Club. They've got 2 magnificent golf courses here and just some wonderful facilities, and they're a great sponsor of GameFace for our football coverage and sporting coverage for the rest of this year, and Danny is the CEO. Danny, thanks for having us down here. You must be very proud of your business.
Absolutely, Dan. Yeah, no, as I was just saying to you before, business is booming. No, I'm looking forward to the association with GameFace. We're really excited to partner up.
How do you make sure you stay competitive?
We just try and present the golf course as best we can. Other facilities are great. We've got great practice facilities. We've got 3 bowling greens down there. We've got a bowling membership here at the club as well, and a fantastic clubhouse. We've got gaming, sports bar, TAB. We've got the lot.
Getting involved in advertising, how does it build your brand up specifically?
Oh, it's brand awareness. Our profile in the community has always been a bit lower because of the competition that you just mentioned.
And you're happy with your number of memberships at the moment?
We've got record membership, actually, to be honest. A lot of the local footy boys come and join last year when they couldn't play. We've got Guy from the Thirsty Camel Bottle Shop, the corner bottle shop in Rosebud, one of the great sponsors of GameFace and our sporting coverage throughout the 2021 football season. Being the manager, Guy, it's obviously important that you keep busy. You're an essential service, have been during COVID. How's business been?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Business for us has been quite good. We're trying to service the area as best we can. We also do non-contact delivery, which has been a lot of help for a lot of people who have been forced to lock down or isolate. So they've still been able to get their deliveries.
The importance of being involved in sporting coverage and sporting clubs on the peninsula, does that help as well in regard to business?
Absolutely. We like to support both local business and local sports. So, big part of business and very important to us.
Well, it's a great pleasure to be talking to Guy who runs Truman's Golf Range, which is on Truman's Road near Fingal. And he also runs a business which includes pouring some of the best beer on the peninsula and making pizza as well. So, Guy, you're a jack of all trades. Can you tell us a little bit more about Truman's Golf and your pizzas and your beer and everything? As I say, you are a jack of all trades.
Yeah, well, it's been fun. I love my beer and I love my pizzas. I've made it like my own backyard. So nice beers, wood-fired oven, lots of ladies, lots of kids come in. It's all about having a good time rather than finessing your golf too seriously. That's what we're on about, so we love it.
And the importance of advertising with GameFace and getting involved with the local sporting coverage, do you think that'll help your business?
Yeah, of course it will, but I'm just so impressed with GameFace. I'm overwhelmed when I heard about it. I mean, I don't do a lot of Facebook, but to have the Peninsula deserves and needs what you've created. It's an absolutely fantastic platform.
Grace Syndicates Australia is one of our loyal sponsors and clients on GameFace, sponsoring our sporting coverage. Tim, of course, is the man behind Grace Syndicates Australia. We're outside one of their building sites, of which they've invested in with their clients and a syndicate.
So just to give a tiny background on who we are, Growth Syndicates Australia, Dan's hit the nail on the head. It's a syndicate. This place is owned by about 27 people, come together as a syndicate. We hold it for a medium period of time, that's just 5 years, get that sensational growth, all the other opportunities you get afforded to by being a wholesale investor, get you an average growth on your investment a little bit over 20% per annum.
Because you found you've been pretty busy during COVID. A lot of businesses have battled, as we know, Tim.
Yep.
Last quarter of a Rosebud Country Club, and Chris Holcomb will be keeping a close eye for Grace Syndicates Australia around the grounds. As out of the middle goes Bird. He gets upended as he kicks off the side of the boot to the outer side of the ground, and straight away they've got loose men everywhere. As McGuinness receives a hand pass, drives his team long inside 50, fist down by Kane again at the back,
Good
just
kick.
getting boot to ball and finding a teammate, and that's a good mark taken by Bold.
But under pressure again, but yeah, very good kick. Langy's pressure's been very good.
Yeah, O'Connor's kick was nice.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
Oh,
kick
Brownie.
towards Brown, through Josh Brown's hands. I think he thought he had it before he actually had it. Then he lays a tackle on Bateman, ensures he doesn't get away. Disappointed with himself. Bangs his hand on the turf. You get the next one, but at least he laid a tackle to ensure that Langy didn't cause any damage in this exchange.
He was probably thinking about the shift he was going to do tonight at Rye Carnival.
Norton taps it down.
You know he's in charge of the
Yeah,
Dolphin
I
cars.
heard that. Left foot snap towards half forward by Heath, but it's again mopped up at the back. They've got loose men everywhere, and it's cleared out of defence again by Bailey Tate. But once again, the Bulldogs do nicely through Kane. Down in the direction of Heath, and he kicks and finds North. He's had a very quiet day.
That was very well done down there by the Mornington defender against Murphy. Murphy just seems like he's tapered off in the second half. He might have a big last quarter, but
North on the left. A Calder again. 1-2. Couldn't take it on the third attempt, and it's cleared at the back again by Andrew Arthur. They've got players out there looking for the footy, and it's cleared again. Matthew finds Herdman, has been pretty quiet. McGuinness
Good hands.
sweeping 25-metre farming hand pass to Smythe. Smythe in the middle, kicks to half forward. Biggs had it fisted away late. Good contest on that occasion by Ash. Loose ball still inside centre half back for the Bulldogs. Running into trouble is Smart. Coming the other way, trying to take them on McGuinness. Got his hands free despite being tackled. Quick kick by Dormer. No one can take the mark. Socked by Kane. Gets it out of congestion for the time being for Mornington, and it goes out of bounds on the outer side before Bold could get there.
Jeez, he's been good, McGuinness. And can I just say, Jet Murphy is gassed. He's
Gassed? Is that enough?
Yeah. McGuinness has been fantastic off that half-back flank all day. He looks like he's fit, ready to go.
Candidate for BOG for Jeff Wignall forward. Tapped down by Norton again. Loose ball. No one can get a possession. Birds there. High ball again by Tuddenham. Almost a mark to Herdman. Lost it. Regained it. Then takes them on. Held up in a tackle. Got a hand pass out to Andrew Arthur. Lost control of it, but they've got numbers everywhere. At half-back, Tuddenham shares it. A lot of possessions at the moment. McGuinness, front of the scoreboard. Bangs it long inside 50. Looking for someone to mark. No one can. Murphy nearly got his boot to it. And he knows that he missed an opportunity. Puts his hands on his head ruefully. And it goes through for a behind. The first score of the last quarter. Going to favour of Langwarrin.
I reckon he might have strained a hammy.
17-12, 114 to 9-8-62. We'll check on that. Our injury report for the Thirsty Camel Bottle Shop in Rosebud. Now, again, it's cleared out of defence, but only as far as Tuddenham, who cuts it off at half-back, kicks in the direction of Jababinko. He overruns it. Dalziel was behind him. He mops it up and kicks nicely with a nice squaring ball to Brown. Brown marking at centre half forward. We'll get around the ground shortly. Brown in short. Calder on a lead, takes the mark.
Yeah, that's a concern. Jet Murphy just holding his hamstring, just limping off onto the bench.
Oh, dear.
It's shattering for him too, because he's had a real crack in that first half. And if that was to be another injury and maybe set him back a couple of weeks, yeah, disappointing.
Because he was just the icing on the cake for them, wasn't he?
Well, he is, yes.
So Calder, who's had a big day too, kicks right through that. He's kicked 6 of 10. 10-8-68 to 17-12, 114. That's a big, big day. That's 68 for the season.
That's why he's number 1, mate.
Well, yes, he's right up there. I don't have him number 1. I have Zach Andrew Arthur number 1.
Imagine if he played for Langy and Zach Andrew Arthur played for Mornington.
Well, I think that Langy would be going pretty well. But Zach Andrew Arthur make Mornington
quick
better.
around the ground.
Yes, for Great Syndicates Australia. We've got upsets everywhere, as we always do in this competition.
Bombers only 6 points up on Sereno. Rosebud now 27 points up on YCW.
Wow.
Oh, Red Hill coming back. Edithvale 17 points up on Red Hill.
Yeah, they always seem to have a bad quarter.
Dramana 18 points up on Mount Eliza at the moment. So it's happening. It's going to be very, very tight.
Lots to talk about in their footy show on Wednesday. Open-handed slap by Norton again.
Number 1 show in
It is. Could be a free kick, though, as the Bulldogs player went down, and he'll take a free kick. Back edge centre square.
Can I just say it's only 4 points of difference, Chelsea versus Rye in the last
quarter
as well.
Caelan Bird. Huge game that.
Yep.
Season on the line stuff that. Kicks towards the boundary, Caelan Bird. Not a great kick. And it is out of bounds on the full, and McGuinness will take it again. Must be a candidate for our BOG for Jeff Wignall forward.
It's been good, hasn't he?
Goes in short to Churcher. Churcher turns an opponent inside out. And he lowers the eyes and he kicks again. But coming across his path, O'Connor brings it to ground. Good play by Heath to win the spillage. Handball, Van Kersoff turns it over again. Taken once more by Churcher. High ball inside 50. Almost a mark. It's going to be paid down back to the Bulldogs. But the umpire's not going to do that. They're going to pay advantage for a mark. That's not a rule unless it's a free kick. And Smart kicks it, but he turns it over to Mulvogue again. And Smart was off his opponent, allowing Dormer to get out the back and go for a flying shot and miss to the right-hand side at the southern end.
Yeah, it's... I don't understand that decision, but anyway, Dan, we'll go with that.
Well, in the AFL today, the Bulldogs have beaten Adelaide, but the other news is that games in Queensland have all been cancelled.
Yeah,
they've got to leave the state, so I don't know what's going to happen. Six teams might miss out on playing a game, or if they have to play a game, we may have to put the season back.
Is Palaszczuk back from Tokyo, is she?
Well, she must be. We do have that bye at the moment, don't we? That should have been a mark to Matthew from the kick-in, but it wasn't paid. Picked up by Bird. He didn't get boot the ball. He was tangled in a tackle. Advantage called on the sweep. Beautiful play. What a mark that is. Beautiful play by Golby, and there's our mark of the day. Is that Bigsy?
That's Bigsy.
He takes an absolute hanger, which might have become number 1 for our mark of the day for Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South.
Dormer took a good one in the third.
He did.
Bigsy's been good all day. He's been giving Speedy a hard time. He's been sort of following him around, doing the dirty work, and he gets a little bit of icing.
He does.
It's good to see those Dower players get a little bit of icing.
Looking to be the 9th goal kicker for today.
He's goaled it. He's trying to talk
snuck it home.
Yes, he has.
18-13, 121. Big percentage booster again for Langy. Not that they need it. Mornington, their first loss since round 6. They've won 6 in a row. 10-8-68.
Was that Somerville?
Yes.
Geez, that was a bad day they had too. Some of you are annoying, aren't they?
They are.
Well, they beat Langy, they beat Mornington, but then they lose it right twice. Come on.
Still think they're the...
You reckon that they're the only people that...
They're the dark horses.
You reckon they're the only ones that can challenge Langy?
I think they are, yes.
Yeah, you reckon... Yeah.
On their day.
But are they
you don't know which Somerville's going to turn up and how many players are fit. He said there's still a lot, Brad Canavan, who won't play this year, regular senior players. Out of the middle again. Bagley kicks inside 50. No mark taken. At the drop, handball comes out to Patterson, who snaps around the body.
Look at him.
How happy is he? He's kicked his third.
Come on, Patto. That's not
Matthew, front and square roving. Forced out a hand pass. Payenberg involved as well. That was a good play by him to crash the pack.
Was he happy with that, the veteran?
And Patterson kicks his third.
He's given it the old, look at me, Kimmy.
Correct.
Wow. But you can do that when you're 10 goals up, I suppose. And they deserved it. They've been very, very hard at the pill. But that's what I think it is with Langy. I think a couple of times sides got close to him, there's sort of been a mental lapse. I think that Summy game really switched them on. Like you say, Dan, it's a loss they've got to have.
Yes, I agree with that. Out of the middle goes Smart, he's been okay. In fact, Heath it is. He's on his non-preferred right. He kicks long inside 50. No one can take the mark. Langy try and knock it towards the boundary line, and through Tuddenham does all the heavy lifting again. It is out of bounds.
Yeah, but it switched them on, and yeah, they've come out of the break-in finals mode almost, haven't they?
127 to 68. Frankie Photography scoreboard.
Actually, it's good to see Jed Murphy's actually back up, and he's looking to come back on the ground. So that hammy mightn't have been as bad as we thought.
Call to use the body to knock down to speed. Had the kick run down, and it'll be thrown up 25 metres out from Mornington's goal. How many more can call to kick today? And even Murphy, if he's able to stay fit. Slap down again. Good tackling by the Langwarrin defence. Mornington try and get boot the ball. House is there. Can't get near it. Tap close to the boundary once more. And Tuddenham taking over the line. One of the hard nuts in this Langwarrin side. Good to have him back playing great footy.
Give me when you want a quick update on this gripping Division 1 saga, mate.
We'll get there for Growth Syndicates Australia. Tap down by Norton, and there'll be a secondary ball up. Way you go.
Bombers by 12 points over Sereno. Rosebud by 34 points over YC.
Wow.
Edithvale by 16 points over Red Hill. And Dramana 33 points in front of Mount Eliza.
Gee.
Wowee.
It's some great footy, isn't it?
It is.
They win a stoppage, the Bulldogs, but Hamill stood in the road in defence, got it to McGuinness, and now Mulvogue wins the footy. Gets the hand pass to McGuinness, back to Mulvogue, who's sweeping around the outer wing.
Oh.
Terrific footy. Mark taken by Biggs. Biggs
Dormer.
kicks on. Dormer gets out the back and takes the mark. That is wonderful coast-to-coast football from the outer side of the ground, where their skills were on show there by the Langwarrin Football Club. Champagne football, Normie. Hello. The great Norm Whiteside's come up and he's just said champagne football, and I agree with that. That was great footy. And Dormer about to kick another one on the 20th for the day for Langwarrin as they kick the sweep, but he kicks the goal.
He's been fantastic, Dormer.
Well, he's kicked 3 and 27 for the season, and they just keep adding to the scoreboard, and it is a bulging scoreboard now as far as the Kangaroos are concerned. The Frankie Photography scoreboard. Our coverage thanks to Rosebud Country Club, 2013-133 to 10-8-68.
Yeah, no, they've been ultra impressive. And it's just, with that hurricane wind blowing out there, Dan, they're just finishing off the job here on the doggies.
They sure are.
But no, look, they probably haven't put together a really complete performance against one of the bigger sides for a while. So you can see they're mentally switched on and ready for the September action.
Norton the tap, Tuddenham the road, but the hand pass was smothered. Smythe on the outside does well to get his kick to Peach. Peach now kicks inside 50, looking for Murphy to mark. Some good interception though by the Bulldogs defence. Knocked it away at the last minute. Then Kane's on the bottom of the pack and got one in the back and will get a free kick. He's been okay. He's turned it over a little bit, but I reckon he's tried really hard. He's taken a great mark, which might be in the frame for the Telstra Business Technology of Melbourne South mark of the day as Kane goes to the outer side of the ground, roosts it long, close to the boundary. No mark taken. Spills to Miller. Miller may have lost control of that footy.
He's a great kid, and he's going to learn. You've got to remember, he's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's only just out of under-19s a couple of years back. So he'll improve, he'll get better. He's just got a massive head that he's got to take around, which is pretty good effort. Cameron
scoots the ball over the boundary. Has had a quietish day, James Cameron. Perry Lewis-Smith very quiet since half-time. Comes out the back now to Smart again. Smart lobs this kick. It's not a great kick, as this could be a mark from behind, and a great mark taken.
Oh, he's paid it.
I thought Bateman had it.
So did I.
But the mark is going the other way, and it'll go to the left footer Flavo. Kicks inside 50. He's been very quiet, but he finds Calder, who lunges forward, takes the mark on his knees, and well, they've been Calder conscious, but generally he has managed to salute for them today, hasn't he?
Well, he's the best forward in the comp by an absolute mile, double anyone else, and they just haven't had enough supply. The Langwarrin midfield have really got on top, and they've won their clearance work after quarter time. Mornington did a great job in that first quarter, but Jacko's been starved, but what he's had has been fantastic.
He's done a great job. He
Left
kicks
post
through the
in,
footy,
left
the left
post,
post, and it veers home. It was
He
heading
knows.
right into the middle of that goalpost, I reckon. He just veered it beautifully.
Look, I told you.
Well, that
mate.
is 7. That's a big day.
That's a fantastic day for a side that's got beaten by 10 goals and you kick 7. That's a monster day. Done really well.
Does he deserve to be a candidate for BOG for Jeff
Definitely
Whitnell
does.
forward?
Yeah, can you give a BOG to someone from the opposition side that loses by 10 goals?
You
Yeah,
got some-
I think so.
You got some scores for me for Grey City against Australia?
Bombers still 12 points in front of Sereno. 41 points, Rosebud beaten YC. Still got a big margin, 15 points, Edithvale over Red Hill, and still 33 points, Dramana over Mount Eliza.
Out of the middle. Go the Kangaroos again. Having 2 or 3 cracks at this is Herdman, and he eventually gets boot to ball. The first 2 were smothered. High kick inside 50. No mark taken. Kane attacks it hard again. Can't clear defensive 50. Patterson goes in where Angels fear to tread. Drags the ball, though, back away from the goal line. And he gets up.
Right, full time. 8:11:59.
I've got over Chelsea.
7:15:57.
Putting
2
Chelsea
points.
out of the finals
See ya,
race.
Chelsea.
Great win by Ryan. They're in contention as Patterson comes out of the middle. Gets a little left foot kick. And the ball's at half forward. That is a huge upset.
Oh, that's
Ryan
it.
home have found a way.
I've had enough of Chelsea.
They've won their 8th game of the season and might play finals.
I've had enough of Chelsea. Keep backing them and they just keep doing things to me. That's ridiculous.
Free kick to Heath. Kicks to Miller. That's a great mark under the pump. Great mark under the pump. He feeds the hand pass off now.
Jacko.
And
Number 8.
Jackson called it, takes the mark.
He won't kick that.
Perry Lewis-Smith received the hand pass, then he delivers in short again.
Not kicking into that hurricane, Dan.
He decided he didn't want to do that, did he?
No. And if he was close enough, you know he would have had a crack at it. Have a look at the trees out here. They're not moving.
No, well, where's the hurricane then?
Well, didn't you see Jacko's last kick swing? That's what I'm talking about.
Shot at goal here. And it's a behind. For Mornington. So big upset. Rye beating, well, not big upset, but Rye beating Chelsea. He's just put the cat among the pigeons and ended Chelsea's up and down season. And the way they played at times, they probably don't deserve to be there, Chelsea.
Oh, definitely not.
Patterson now with the footy at half back.
That's a wasted
He'll
year.
kick down the line towards the wing, looking for someone to
good
mark. O'Connor wasn't able to take the mark. Slips it out now to Perry Lewis-Smith. Drives it long into the Calder direction. He's not there, and Walsh is out of position. A good mark in the last line taken by Hamill. Hamill now delivers into the back pocket for Langwarrin. Stinger's gone way out of this game, and good mark taken by Smythe. Delivers to half-back to Andrew Arthur. Hasn't dominated like other weeks, but still had a pretty good game. Kicks into the middle of the ground again. They will spread it wide once more.
Mulvogue.
And that should be a good mark, but he wasn't able to hang on to it, but he'll get a free kick for chopping of the arms, Mulvogue. He'll go in short now to Bateman. Bateman in front of our commentary position. Lowers the eyes once more to Patterson. Patterson thought about stepping away, but he doesn't do that.
Full time at the Red Hill Edithvale game. Edithvale won by 14 points.
What a win. Second win of the year, and they replace Pines in 9th spot. Big kick by Patterson. Finds Payenberg, takes the mark in the square, plays on and slots it for another.
That was very casual.
In his return, but it was a good goal.
Very casual.
Kicks his second. Another multiple goal scorer.
Which is probably where the game's at the moment. How's this? Eat your hat, Wayne Cap. 16-12. 108 Rosebud. Frankston YC 9761. Cop that, Cappy.
This is why we love the footy. It's great to have it back. I mean, there's some teams that obviously just a bit flat after COVID, but other teams are up. Look at what Langwarrin have done today. 21-13, 139, and Mornington 11-9, 75.
Ultra impressive. How's Bomb Beach kicked 20 goals 18 today against Pines? That's a big day.
Wonder who kicked them. I'm sure Trent Dennis Lane kicked a few. I'm sure Joe Fisher kicked a few.
Joey Fisher, I hope he
The
did.
Hewlett boys would have been involved.
Cappy won't sleep tonight if Joey Fisher's kicked the bag.
Taking side of the centre square. I've got a feeling you're going to get right into him on Wednesday night in our footy show. Open-handed slap again by Norton, but collected by Bird. Gets the hand pass off. Asher hurry kick. Doesn't find a target. I reckon he's played a good game. Smythe been very solid at half-back.
Yeah.
Hasn't let the wind in. Goes in short once more.
Is there any relation to
Peach.
Phil Smythe?
Not sure.
It's not a common name.
Finds Churcher. And Longley.
Look at him go. He's got.
And now
wheels,
Mulvogue, your man, who has a bounce. He's got Cameron. He'll take on Cameron, who tried to lunge a tackle at him, then delivers beautifully, and that is sensational footy.
He's a good
and the
kid.
reserves players are on their feet as well. There's only one or two of them here, but they're here in a obviously an official capacity. So an opportunity for Pyneberg to kick his third. Slight angle, 40 metres out.
Trent Dennis-Lamb was at Sandringham today, didn't play.
Right. So slightly right of centre half forward. Pyneberg for his third to give him confidence going into the finals. He misses to the right-hand side, a floater. 21-14, 140 to 11-9-75. A 65-point thrashing at the moment on the Frankie Photography scoreboard for the Rosebud Country Club.
I reckon Mulvogue would have to be close to the most improved player in second division, wouldn't he?
He's having a great year. Smart Odd turns it over with his worst kick of the day.
Bigsy.
And straight on the chest of our man Biggs. Ronnie Biggs takes the mark at centre half forward.
Bounced off a tattoo or two there. Speedy's happy with that too. He's been following him around all day. And they just kicked it to his opponent.
Yeah, he did. I might try and see if I can get him at the end of that game.
Who, Bigsy?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Is he good?
He's a good fella.
Yeah. 65-point lead, 20 minutes gone in the final quarter. 21-14, 140 to 11-9-75. For his second goal today, his kick is pretty good.
He likes it.
Gun barreled straight, and margin goes out to 71 points. 22-14, 146 to 11-9-75. So a few to come back for Mornington. Goosey comes back, Susevich comes back, Dinger comes back.
Yeah, I don't think that's 12 goals worth, though.
No.
Look, they've had a disappointing day, especially through the midfield, because you see what...
Panagini as well, the ruckman.
Paganoni, yeah.
Paganoni,
but you can see when they drew even with them in the first quarter, but Norton's such an advantage. Yeah. I said Wednesday night, he's such an advantage, and he'll be the difference between the two.
Well, I'd love to see on Champion Data, or Premier Data, I should say, how many taps. On that occasion, Perry Lewis-Smith reads it best. Kicks to half forward. That's a beautiful kick to Brown. That's what he can do. Hasn't done enough of it today, especially in the second half. Brown wheels him board, lowers the eyes, kicks to full forward, looking for Calder. Calder may have been shoved in the back, loose ball, and again, combining out of defence. Tuddenham gets a hand pass and they sweep it from the half-back line under some pressure. But getting a hand pass backwards is Churcher, puts his teammate under the pump. Loose ball, they still haven't cleared their defensive 50. Andrew Arthur gets back to help out, and now they might. Hurried kick by Bateman towards the half-back line. In the road there is Harrington, does well to soccer it out for the Bulldogs, close to the boundary, and Herdman is there and sees it over the line for the Roos.
The only thing, too, with Lange is saying about the Mornington missing, Lange have missed their most important player today. It's a full back that plays on Jacko, and Jacko's kick 7.
Cuthbert.
So Cuthbert didn't play today. So you put him back into the side, and he's on Jacko Calder and shuts that down.
Walsh the tap. Perry Lewis-Smith runs onto a loose ball, missed by Miller. Coming the other way. Well played, Andrew Arthur. Just throws it on the boot. Wobbles a kick out to the boundary on the other side. Getting in the road is House. Gets a hand pass over the top while being under pressure. But in the road again is Mulvogue. His hand pass misses a target, but the umpire says there's a free kick.
We dacked him.
He got dacked.
Little Mulvogue got dacked.
What colour jocks did he have on?
Black.
Black.
Not that I was paying attention.
Free kick down the line. And a good strong mark, though, taken by Smart. In short now to Speedy, marking the middle of the ground. Said his colours lowered today.
He's
the best and fairest in 2019. Kicks inside 50. Big fist from behind by Longley at the drop. Good play by Tuddenham to read it nicely. And now they run away from the contest, looking to set things up. Matthew does well, finds Patterson. Patterson kicks over the top now to Dormer. Couldn't take the mark. Ball will sit for him. Hard on the boundary. Kane comes out to meet him. No. On the left, he snaps. He floats the kick across the face. Can someone mark it? Harrington punches it down. Stays alive in the goal square. Can you believe it? They've kicked a goal.
It's lazy football now at the moment, isn't it?
It certainly is. Payenberg is the one that's kicked his third. I thought they should have been able to destroy that, but weren't able to, as a player has hit the goalpost. I think it might be young Kane.
Is it? The goal umpire.
Payenberg's kicked the goal.
Goal umpire's not too concerned. He just stepped over him to put his stick back in the
23-14, 152 to 11-9-75. And Payenberg has had a cameo.
Oh, I told you he can play.
He's kicked 3.
I said he's a good player. He's probably stepped up deep in the forward line where Jet Murphy's probably in that first half. Now we haven't seen him after half time.
Norton wins it down again.
Oh,
Andrew Arthur. Jakobenko kicks to the wing on the outer side. And they are just dominating now. Quick kick inside, 50 again. Oh, what a great mark to Payenberg, having a superb last quarter.
Told you, Dan. He can play. Those games in Div 1 are all over. Rosebud have pantsed YC and Dramana have pantsed Mount Eliza.
Well, and of course, Edith Val Aspendale have beaten Red Hill.
And Bombers are 13 points up on Sereno, so it looks like they're going to win that as well. So they'll go to 3rd. Then all of a sudden, that top spot, 1, 2, 3, is just, there you go.
Great.
It's a lottery.
And another goal, kicked by Payenberg. He's kicked 4-3 in the last quarter, and Tuddenham, was a lovely kick. Beautiful kick. He's played a great game today too, Tuddenham, on that outer side as he drilled it inside 50. Just does his job every week.
He's played a very nice game today. But yeah, you're right. The fizz has gone out. That second quarter just absolutely destroyed the day, didn't it?
Well, since quarter time, they've kicked 20 goals to 8.
Yep.
So that's an 83-point thrashing, 24-14-158. Are they a 14-goal better side?
I've been saying that for a while, Dan, but no one listens to me.
11-9-75 as they win another clearance. And Herdman, who still isn't on the board yet for goals, even though he's kicked 18 this year, might get his chance late in the game at the 25-minute mark. A lot of goals kicked, so we're behind the other games. Chris will have to judge our best on ground for Jeff Wignall forward, but Herdman is off target again, 24-15-159 to 11-9-75 on the Frankie Photography scoreboard.
I've just had reports through that the Franks and Bombers Sereno game, even though there's only 13 points in, they've only just started the fourth quarter. They're 30 minutes behind everyone.
Right.
Because there was a broken leg in the under-19s.
It's not good.
So that's actually got a bit of juice in it left that game.
Sure does. Murphy gets the hand pass from Longley. And they keep going through Andrew Arthur, but the kick is chopped off. But unfortunately, Ash gets his kick smothered. Well done by Biggs. And then another tackle's laid by Biggs again. He's like a caged animal. Patterson is also taken down in a tackle. Comes out now in the direction of Bagley. Bagley's also claimed in a wonderful tackle. And he tried to do a bit too much, Bagley. He ran into trouble and he couldn't get away from Dalziel, who feeds a hand pass at close quarters to Perry Lewis-Smith. Kicks down the line looking for Brown. Might be intercepted by Longley. Or is it out of bounds on the full? No play on. Awkward kicking style, Longley, but drives it long inside 50. Payenberg, who's on fire at the moment, gets up, can't clutch it, out of bounds.
I was just looking at Biggsy after that effort. He was absolutely gassed. I reckon he'd be gassed carrying around those arms, mate. They're pretty big. He's been in the gym for a fair set.
He sure has. 84-point lead. Deep into time on. Tap down again. Little hand pass comes out from Bird, who's battled manfully for the Bulldogs. Then Speedy lays a tackle. Church is waving his arms just to come back on.
Blow the siren.
The 27-minute mark of the last quarter.
Blow the siren.
On the Truman's Golf Range time clock. Tap down again. Loose ball. A lot of players milling around. Very crowded in there. 40 metres out from goal. Another ball up with an 84-point lead for Langwarrin, the top team. Enhancing their premiership chances. Walsh a little tap. Handball comes out again from Langwarrin. Overrunning it is Smart. Picked up by Patterson. Patterson kicks high. Who's going to mark? No one can. Big fist comes out from Harrington. In the road, Jakobenko allows his teammate to come through in Smythe and drive it inside 50. But a good mark, last line of defence again from the Bulldogs. But the turnover is an absolute horror. Intercepted by Matthew. Matthew kicks long. O'Connor was the player that turned it over, and he misses to the right-hand side for the Kangaroos. Another one that's kicked a lot of goals this year, yet to kick a goal today. Kicked 17 going into today. Yeah. Now, they've got it on the outer side. Perry Lewis-Smith with the footy gets met late. That might force the kick to be no good. Peach picked that up like it was the easiest thing in the world. Gets the hand pass off to Smythe. Kicks inside 50. Murphy went up a bit too early. Couldn't take the mark. Patterson's there to take the footy. Handballs over the top to Murphy. Murphy went to give a hand pass out and got tackled, even though I'm not sure how much prior he had.
That was comical.
And then Bird shoves him down as he's
been gassed.
Is remonstrating. Yeah, he struggled in the second half. Free kick to be taken by the Bulldogs. And this is by young Lothan, the first gamer.
Heath took the mark.
Yeah, he did take the mark, then get 50 metres against him as well by Matthew. Nearly 29 minutes played.
He's tried hard today, Heath, behind the ball, but I think he's probably been wasted. He's better around the ball, I think.
He goes in short.
So he averages about 25 touches a game when he plays.
And finds North. He's had a quiet day.
He has had a
Been well held today. He's had a reasonable season, though, coming from the Baldwin Tigers. His left foot kick, where's that going? But it comes off. In the end, it was the right option.
He's further behind than where he was before.
Kick into the pocket. Warwick Miller tried very, very hard. Wasn't able to get hold of that.
He's buried his head into Big Red's abdominal area.
Big Red's got it. That would have hurt too.
He's been good today. He's just...
The kick came from Bold.
Starting to get rowdy here, the Langwarrin supporters.
No, it's time apparently.
Oh.
The siren's not working. The game's over. The siren's not working.
Well, how does
I thought I heard the beeps before from the boys in the timekeeper's box at the other end of the social club rooms. The siren's not working. It's blown a gasket. Anyway, the last minute of this game, it's not going to affect the result. What if it was a one-point game? Jet Murphy might take a mark. He didn't quite hang on to it. And advantage is called for the Bulldogs as they get the ball out of defence again.
The Langwarrin
We're more interested in the Langwarrin coach saying the siren's gone.
He's having
quick kick inside 50. Ball's inside 50 again. And that's it. It's all over. What a funny ending to the game. Well done by the timekeeper of Langwarrin. I think he's lost his voice in calling out.
But
the game is over because the siren has blown a gasket. It's all over. What a strange ending to a game of footy. Luckily, scores weren't level or it was 1 point either way, Chris.
Oh, mate, I've never seen a bloke as passionate to stop a game in my life.
24-16, 160 to 11-9, 75 on the Frankie Photography scoreboard. An 85-point win. And did they have some goal kickers today?
Yep.
Murphy, how good was he? Kicked 6.
They're all in the first half.
No, he kicked one in the third quarter, and that was it, yeah. So he's kicked 6.
Yeah.
And was absolutely sensational. Patterson's kicked 3. Pineberg's kicked 4. 3 in the last quarter. Dormer's kicked 3. And singles to Andrew Arthur, Tuddenham, and Churcher. And 2 of their other major goal kickers did not kick a goal today. And also Biggsy kicked a goal.
Biggsy.
They shared them around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Mulvo kicked 2. So they had 9 goal kickers in what was an outstanding performance. Well, Jackson Calder kicked 7 for Mornington of 11 goals. What a performance it was from him. And among the singles, to James Cameron, to James Brown, to Josh Brown, and to Lockie Dalziel.
James Brown is hip.
I feel good. So a big win, 65 points. And Chris, we need to go through our awards for goal of the day for O'Brien's Real Estate. There were a lot, especially early in the game, there were a lot of goals kicked, weren't there? Parry and thrust in that opening quarter.
Yeah, I liked Dormer's goal in the first quarter.
That was fantastic.
But we are going to give it to Jet Murphy. The goal that he kicked into a hurricane wind from the boundary on that opposite side in the first quarter. Yeah. Murphy does get goal of the day.
For O'Brien's Real Estate. Mark of the day for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South.
Well, it changed 4 times. So it went to Calder, then it was Dormer, then Dormer took another one in the third, which was great. But Biggsy late.
Yeah,
we've got to give it to Biggsy. What a mark.
Biggsy had a very, very good game.
Yeah.
Mark of the day for the Telstra Business Technology Centre of Melbourne South. One of the highlights of the day was the siren not sounding at the very end. And well done to the timekeeper from Langwarrin, who just about yelled himself hoarse, saying because I could hear the beeping. I thought the siren's about to sound. It didn't sound. But anyway, big win, 85 points. They were fantastic. Now we need our BOG for Jeff Wignall forward with branches in Hastings, Frankston and Mornington, serving the Peninsula since 1979.
So let's take Jacko Calder out of it because he was head and shoulders the best Mornington player, but you can't get best on ground when you've lost by 85 points. Big Red, instrumental for Langwarrin. Dormer was fantastic. Andrew Arthur and Peter are always good. They're very consistent through that midfield. Painberg late. Jet Murphy's kicked 6.
Tuddenham very good.
But Jet Murphy was all in the first half.
Yeah.
Painberg was all in the second half. I think the guy that's actually set it up for him, who's great to see back in form and really covering the ground well, I reckon it was McGuinness.
Tim McGuinness, who was superb. He just knocked up getting the footy, and we had a bit of a chat to...
Goal of the day was Murphy in the first quarter on that far side.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, there was a great goal in the under-19s as well.
He's been best on ground today, actually, the timekeeper.
You've been best on ground. The timekeeper has just come in to have a chat to us. He lost his voice, poor fella.
Couldn't get the siren going.
I think we had 3 extra minutes, but in the end of the day, it didn't affect the result. I mean, as we said, imagine if it was a draw.
Oh, no.
I mean, that would have... And it was 1 point when the siren was meant to sound, because we can hear the beeping.
You got to be
you can hear the beeping and the timekeeping.
We live in a world where you just got to go with the flow down.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. So Tim McGuinness, best on ground. Will anyone beat them?
Nah, I said that in round 1.
No, you did say that. Okay.
No one's going to get near it. And now you believe where I'm coming from.
Oh, yeah, they were brilliant today. I haven't seen them since round 2, and they were very good that day on a wet day. They played a different style of footy.
They weren't as good as that.
No, they weren't. They used the footy well, and they liked this ground. Once they worked it out after quarter time how to use the ground, they were superb.
They were indeed. So, yeah, look, Mornington, Seaford and Somerville have got their work cut out for them to try and bridge that gap. But I think we saw a side today that's ready for Div 1. And I don't think we've seen a side through Div 2 this year that we can actually say that confidently.
Now, Growth Syndicates Australia, just before we go, some of the results there. Rye have beaten Chelsea by 2 points. So Rye go to 8 wins. Chelsea are out of contention.
Yeah, no.
6
Chelsea
points behind Rye.
They deserve it too, Chelsea, because they're disappointing. We've backed them every week.
Rye have not been in the finals for some time. I remember in my first year in the comp in 2018, they were pretty competitive under Josh Moore, but they kept losing close games.
Yeah.
But they've found a way this year, so I reckon they're a good chance. They've got 1 game to go.
Yep.
Next week.
Yep.
Chelsea and Devon Meadows.
Devon lost.
Devon got beaten today.
Yeah.
So that's going to be hard work for them, isn't it?
And the other side in that mix it wasn't Hastings. Who was it? It
was Chelsea, Devon Meadows and Rye.
Yeah.
Somerville, but Somerville won.
Somerville were in front. So they smashed them. And then Div 1, we've got an update from Franks and Bombers Sereno.
Yep.
Franks and Bombers blowing them out now, 25 points halfway through the last quarter.
Wow.
So, but that Rosebud YC, that's a belter. 17-13, 115 to 11-10, 76. So they nearly beat them by 40 points.
Well, the Bombers kicked 14 goals against them earlier in the year, the YCW defence. But that's, I don't remember a team in all the years that I've been in the comp, 3 years, that have kicked 17 goals against YCW. They've stayed in games, even when they haven't been great, when they've struggled in the first couple of years of First Division to make the finals. And they've stayed in games because of their defence. But they've had 17 goals kicked against them today by a team who'd struggled for the best part of the last 7 or 8 weeks. And Nick Jewell would admit that, Rosebud, to kick goals on a regular basis.
So that makes that 5th spot now clear, but more because Dramana would have come off the ground after beating Mount Eliza by 30 points and going, hey, we got that edge on them because Rosebud were playing YC.
Yep.
But Rosebud had touched them up. Now that 5th spot is basically Dramana and Rosebud.
What about the battle for relegation? Well
Sereno,
and truly alive.
Sereno are out of it now.
Yes.
So they've shot themselves in the foot. They won't catch back up.
What about battle for relegation?
Relegation is on in earnest. So Pines are now on the bottom. And that's help. They're not going to make that percentage back, especially after a 100-point loss today.
No.
So they've got
to win one of the last 2.
They've got to win one of the
Edie
last
have got a tough draw, haven't they?
Red Hill don't worry about because they're fine. But if you look at Pines' draw, Pines have got to beat either Frankston Bombers or they've got to beat Mount Eliza. Yeah. So it looks like
going to be hard work.
Pines look like it's relegation stakes. So
incredible, isn't it? Footy's... That's why we love it. It's tough for Pines. They won the flag in 2018. Things haven't gone right for them this year. A lot of injuries. Had a lot of injuries in the back end of 2019 when they were going for back-to-back, and that affected them. And then they lost a lot of players, didn't they?
I actually don't think Edithvale deserves to go down after this year. They've been stiffing a lot of times.
You reckon?
And they've ran some good sides.
They lost to Mount Eliza by a point.
And they had YC twice, so they were in front in the third quarter. So I don't reckon Edithvale deserved to go down. And I reckon it was a good win today from them. So... look, whoever does go down goes down.
They've still got a lot of good experienced players, Edithvale, haven't they? And their kids are developing.
But if you've got... So that side that we watched out there today, they're better than those 2 sides.
Oh, they are, yeah.
So,
and I think they're probably better than Red Hill.
And that's what our competition's all about. So promote, relegate, There you go.
We need to do that.
That's my opinion.
Chris, great to have you with us. We'll see you on Wednesday,
Yes.
O'Brien's Real Estate, for our footy
Cannot
show,
wait.
first and second division. Wayne Cap will be coming in. He'll be bedraggled and a little bit worried about things because he'll know that he'll get a hard time from you and to a lesser extent me.
I'm into him.
So we look forward to that on O'Brien's Real Estate. We thank our major sponsor today, Rosebud Country Club. It's been a big, big day. 3 games of footy plus our new show, MPNFL Extra. Thanks to all our guests today, Sean Connell, also Nick Jewell, Paddy Swain, Josh Beard and Simon Goosey. Sorry, Chris. Sorry about that. Thanks very much to Nick. Thanks to Brittany. Thanks to
guys.
Red Onion as well. And everyone's done a great job in Glen Carter for making it possible. Got more footy tomorrow. I'll be at the juniors at the Yarra Junior Football League at Bulleen Park. Looking forward to that, the under-16s. And always, get your game face on.